Golden Gate Bridge, a majestic sight to behold for 75 years. But the Golden Gate is just one of many San Francisco landmarks. Nestled here on the shores of McCovey Cove, AT Park has quickly become an iconic structure of its own. Tonight, it hosts the All-Bay Area Interleague matchup. San Francisco, open your Golden Gate. The Giants and A's coming up next.
We are moving in on the 75th anniversary of the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge. The Giants will be celebrating it all weekend long here at 24 Willie Mays Plaza, AT Park. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller, along with Mike Krukow. Welcome to San Francisco Giants baseball. We've got our Golden Gate Bridge special ties on as part of the celebration. They've got a special logo on the field as the Giants will be saying hello to the iconic Golden Gate all through the weekend. And what better way to do it in a baseball sense? It's the All-Bay Area matchup that has a lot to do with the bridges of the Bay Area. The Giants and the Athletics are matching up. And, Mike, both ball clubs have been a little bit offensively challenged, shall we say.
Well, they have been offensively challenged. I mean, the Giants are hitting higher as a team average, but you look down at the one stat that really counts offensively. It's how many runs are scored. The Giants have scored 141. The A's have scored 138. And that's not their only similarity. I mean, the A's are 20-19, one game over 500. Giants are 19-19. Both teams, I think, are anchored by good pitching. They haven't played great defense. Their stars are on the disabled list, and if you want something even more weird, both guys who are starting the game tonight have ERAs in the twos. That's weird. They're very similar. But if you're going to win, you have to do the little things right. And for the Giants, that'll be the test. That you have to be able to take advantage of mistakes and not make mistakes. And when they do that, they win. When they don't win.
Yesterday, the Cardinals made a lot of mistakes, and the Giants did take advantage of that as they played a very nice defensive game themselves and got the win. Now, one thing that is a little bit different in terms of this matchup tonight, the Athletics are going with young Jared Parker, whom they acquired from the D-backs in an offseason trade. The Giants are going with the former Oakland Athletics left-hander, Barry Zito, who has been excellent this year, except over the years, he has never done well against his old team.
Well, I think that gnaws away at Barry Zito. I mean, he's been around a while. I mean, he's done just about everything. He's been to the playoffs. He's been an all-star. He's won a Cy Young, but he cannot really do well against his old team. He's 1-4, but a 7.24 ERA. Now, that's ugly numbers. However, tonight, he's carrying in a lot of confidence. I think this is the most confidence he's ever taken into a start against his former teams, and hopefully he can get off the schneid and get another number in that win column.
All right, so the Giants and the Athletics, the big crowd is gathering. It's the All-Bay Area Interleague matchup. Now stay tuned as we'll be taking you to the Comcast Sportsnet studio for the Xfinity pregame segment with Mendy Bach, Vida Blue, and Bill Lasky. That's coming up right after this.
Only Xfinity On Demand has what you demand. Watch the latest shows and movies anytime and anywhere with Xfinity On Demand.
Welcome into our Comcast Sportsnet studios. Mindy Bach alongside Vida Blue and Bill Lasky as we get ready for the 2012 edition of the Bay Bridge Series. The Giants have won each of their last 9 games at home against the A's. And Vida, a large part of that is because the Giants pitchers have held the A's to 2 runs or fewer in 7 of those games. Barry Zito getting the start tonight. I think many surprised that Zito leads that rotation with the ERA of 2.53. What are you liking about his start this season?
I'm just like that he's been so consistent. He's been pitching these quality starts, 3 runs, 6 innings pitched, but the A's have the best record against left-handers, so it should be an interesting evening. All
right, and Bill, you look at the youngster, the rookie, Jared Parker, you really like what he can throw. I mean, 3 of his 4 starts this season, he's had quality starts and allowed only 2 runs or fewer.
23-year-old right-hander, throws 92, 93 with a filthy changeup, about 80, 81 mile an hour. And let me tell you, it's filthy, Vida. And at the same time, the Giant hitters are going to have to lay back. But again, he throws hard.
And he has never faced the Giants before, but his first major league win coming at Boston against the Red Sox. But something, Vida, both of these pitchers have struggled with their last 2 starts are the walks. 7 for Zito, 9 for Jared in just their last 2 starts. Who will that affect more in this game?
I think it affects Zito more because he's obviously on a pitch count, and he can't afford to put extra men on base. Pitchers don't like pitching from the set position, like to have that wind-up. And hopefully we'll see a good, clean game with no defensive bad errors, but the walks would definitely hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go against that. I think it's going to affect Parker, a young pitcher, a lot of fans wearing orange. He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bill and Vida. And we will be right back with more from AT Park right after this. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Only Xfinity On Demand has what you demand. Watch the latest shows and movies anytime and anywhere with Xfinity On Demand.
It is a cool yet beautiful night on the shores of McCovey Cove inside AT Park, which is the All-Bay Area venue for interleague play, the first weekend of interleague play here in 2012, the Giants and the A's.
All right, right now we're going to take a look at the key ingredients for this game, brought to you by Round Table's Triple Play Pepperoni Pizza. 3 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of flavor. First of all, Barry Zito, he's got to go deep. Lifetime against this A's team, he's 1-4 with a 7.24 ERA. If he goes deep in the game, 6th or 7th inning, that means he will pitch well, and that is a key. Young guys, stay hot. Yesterday it was Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt. They put together a great game, and their spots in the lineup were loud. They need to do the same thing this whole series. Stay hot. And number 3, control the running game. Buster Posey not in the game tonight. That means Hector Sanchez has to throw out Weeks and Pennington and Reddick. They will run, and they will be very aggressive. And you have to have a good job from every pitcher out there tonight as well to give Sanchez a chance to throw out those A's runners when they steal bases.
And they will steal, as they have stolen more bases than any other American League team. We are very close to game time, and we'll come back with the lineups and then the first pitch. Giants A's next. AT Park, and the wind is blowing out toward left field according to those flags in right field. Here is the Oakland batting order. Jemile Weeks leads off at second base. Cliff Pennington at shortstop. Josh Reddick acquired from Boston, and he's hot. 10 home runs, tied for 6th in the American League, right field. Johnny Gomes up from Petaluma, and Gomes can hit the long ball. He's in left field. Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. Derek Barton at first. Josh Donaldson at third. Colin Cowgill, formerly with Arizona, in center field. And Jared Parker, who came over from the D-backs in that same trade, is the starting pitcher.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Barry Zito, making his 8th start, and he's been fantastic. Been very solid, been very steady. 2-1 with a 2.53 ERA. 54 runners in 42 1/3, which is good. And with Zito, you're going to see a big curveball, a changeup, a cut fastball, a slider. He's going to move it around. He's got a good strike zone to work with tonight. Mike Estabrook, the plate umpire, has a big zone. He'll call low strikes, he'll call high strikes. It can bounce around a bit, but if you were to rate him a pitcher's or a hitter's umpire, you'd say he's more of a pitcher's umpire because his zone is big.
So here we go. Barry Zito, who is 2-1 with a 2.53 earned run average for the season. He's been particularly tough when he's faced a hitter with a runner in scoring position at second base or third base or both, like most of the Giants starters. There's a fastball off the outside at 84 miles an hour. We are underway. 55 degrees, the game time temperature. Oakland traded away some of its veteran talent in the offseason. Looked like they're in a total rebuilding mode. But they've been very competitive as Zito catches the outside with that one. And it's a ball and a strike.
The umpiring alignment, Mike Estabrook is behind the plate, as Mike said. James Hoy, Jim Joyce, the crew chief at second base, and Jim Reynolds at third. Got in on the hands with that one, and there is Pregame. One away.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Barry Zito tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right will be Cabrera, Pagan, and Blanco. The best arm in left field with Cabrera. Crawford and Arias on the left side with Joaquin Arias back in the lineup tonight. Burris and Bell will be on the right side of the infield. And with Buster Posey getting a night off, it will be Hector Sanchez behind the plate doing the catching.
Pennington, that's a called strike, knee high on the outside. Pennington is hitting .221 with a homer and 7 batted in. And for Oakland, a .221 batting average is actually a little bit above average. A .218 team batting average for the Athletics. They have hit 34 home runs in their 39 games. And that is down and in with the breaking ball. 2-1 the count. Reddick is on deck. He's been their top home run hitter. Oakland is banged up right now. Yoenis Cespedes, the Cuban emigre, that's a ball way outside, and it's 3-1. Is on the disabled list. He's really missed. He's been one of their key guys. Home runs, RBIs, excellent defense in center. Cespedes is out. Also, Brandon Inge is out. They just got him, and he went nuts for a week. That's called strike. Pennington was going to head to first base, but Estabrook said, no, that's in there.
You'll see some strikes tonight that you don't normally get with other umpires. An example of it, 3-1. And I think Estabrook, he looks for strikes, especially early in the game.
That one is pulled deep and foul off the left field line. 3-2.
This is when Cespedes hurt himself in batting practice. And this really hurts the A's because this guy is a 5-tool player with lots of power. A centerpiece in their lineup.
That's caught by Crawford at short. Pennington clobbered it, but right to Crawford. Bad luck for Pennington. 2 down.
And really, another way that the Giants are similar is that both of their cornerstone big home run guys are on the DL. Pablo Sandoval, Cespedes, who we talked about.
Josh Reddick now. Reddick, 25 years old, 10 home runs. And he's been hitting a lot of them lately. 8 doubles, a triple, .283 average. 1 ball to no strikes. Reddick, out of the Red Sox organization, they traded their closer, Andrew Bailey, to get him. 2 down, nobody on. And it's 2-0 to Josh Reddick. Bruce Bochy said he had quite a fondness for Reddick after getting to be around him and to watch him play when Bochy managed that group of Major League All-Stars that went to Taiwan last November. That is in for a strike, and it's 2-1. And Bochy described him as being sort of an old school kind of a player. Plays real hard and is thinking baseball 24 hours a day. That is backing out of play into the second deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Josh Reddick. There's Bob Melvin, a former Giant, and the Oakland manager. He took over right after interleague play last year. Bob Guerin was fired. That's a foul up the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We saw Bob Guerin earlier this year when the Giants were in New York. He's now the bench coach for Terry Collins and the Mets. The Mets, by the way, played in Canada interleague play tonight. Gave up 5 home runs and lost 14-5 to the Blue Jays. Brandon Belt. It's a very strong first inning for Barry Zito. Now the Giants are coming up when we return. at shophonda.com. Blanco in right, Crawford at short, Melky Cabrera in left field, and the red-hot Pagan in center field, hitting .522 in his last 6 games. Brandon Belt at first, 2 doubles yesterday. Hector Sanchez, the catcher. Joaquin Arias back in the lineup at third base. Emmanuel Burris back at second base, hitting 8th, and Barry Zito, the pitcher, hits 9th against the young right-hander Jared Parker.
Parker, 6'1", 195-pound rookie out of Bluffton, Indiana, 23 years of age. Rookie, and you can see his numbers. Outstanding ERA. Fastball will go low 90s with a slider, but a really good changeup, and that is his difference maker. He'll throw it a lot tonight.
Blanco shows bunt, takes the ball up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco hitting .277, but his on-base percentage is a cool .400. And he takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker has made 4 starts since being called up from the minor leagues April 25th. And the A's have only lost 1 of them. That was his last one 5 days ago over in Oakland. The Detroit Tigers beat him. They didn't beat him up, but they beat him. That's popped up. Out by second base. Pennington. 1 away.
Let's take a look at the A's defense playing behind Jared Parker. Starting the A's outfield from left to right will be Gomes, Calgill, and Reddick, the best arm in right field. Reddick's got a good one. Pennington and Donaldson on the left side of the infield. Weeks and Barton on the right side. And Suzuki will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
No score. 1 out, nobody on. Here is Brandon Crawford in the number 2 spot. And he takes low for ball 1. Crawford moved up to the number 2 spot yesterday. Bochy said he wanted to lengthen the lineup a little bit. Had Belt hit further down. And also he thought Crawford had been swinging the bat well. Anyway, that changeup in for a strike, and it's 1-1. And Crawford made that move pay off immediately. He hit a double in the first inning, scored the first run of the game for the Giants. And then in the second inning, hit a 2-out, 2-run single to put the Giants ahead. That's a foul out of play. So it's a ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Crawford. He also had a very strong game in the field. So Crawford back in the number 2 spot tonight with Melky Cabrera on deck. Buster Posey not playing. He had the ankle. The way Bruce Bochy described it was the ankle was barking last weekend. Fastball is too high, and it is 2-2. That one at 92 miles an hour. Got a little extra on that one.
He can definitely put a little more extra on it than even that. I mean, he tops out 93, 95 sometimes. Change up.
In center field, there is Calgill. And 2 men gone. There's Buster Posey.
He's pointing at you, John. Hey, you're talking about me. You know, but when you ask Buster about his ankle, he doesn't want to talk about it. He is absolutely over talking about his ankle. If you're going to find out any information, you got to talk to Bruce Bochy. You got to talk to Dave Greshner. But I mean, he just doesn't want to have it be an issue. He wants to move on. But there are days when he does need a day off, and this is one of them.
Well, here's Melky Cabrera. And that's ball 1. Melky is hitting .327. 9 doubles, 4 triples, 2 homers, 16 batted in. Melky's got a .373 on base average. Change up, in for a strike.
Excellent arm action on that changeup from Parker. He sets it up nice.
Parker has been tough to hit against all comers, but even tougher for left-handed hitters. Barton, and another quick and quiet inning. Both teams go down in order in the first. Zito back to the hill, no score.
Monday, May 28th. Well, it's more Memorial Day, and there's a special 2:05 start time. That's when they're coming, followed by a Tuesday, Wednesday, 7:15 game at both those days. So come see the D-backs. Go to sfgiants.com and get out here. We're having fun.
The D-backs, they've been tough to beat for the Giants. Late last year and early this year, although the Giants finally came back and beat them a couple of times this past weekend. Those are big games. The D-backs won the West last year. And they've been struggling. They've been struggling big time lately. Barry Zito misses with the off-speed pitch to Johnny Gomes. Johnny Gomes from Petaluma. And he's got a lot of power. Gomes ordinarily is one of the Oakland designated hitters, along with Seth Smith. That changeup just off the outside.
Yeah, you're right about Gomes. He does not lack for power. He puts on a show at batting practice. Just flips him out to the bleachers. Makes it look way too easy.
And the fastball misses. He went to Casa Grande High School in Petaluma.
I mean, he is one of the more fidgety guys in the box. And he gets in there and he's touching everything 15 times.
And that's a strike.
You do the gloves, do the shirt, sleeves, tap the toe, dig in. He is a fidgety hitter. You get a guy who does that a lot. I mean, you pick it up as a pitcher. He'll take your eyes off the target watching him.
And he gets a walk. First base runner of the night. So Johnny Gomes is aboard. Gomes has hit 5 home runs this year in 79 official at bats, and that's the 15th time that he's walked. So even though he had only a .253 batting average, his on base average .379 coming into this game. But here is Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki's been a little banged up. He's in there because catchers, I asked him about it. He said, well, catchers are always banged up.
Well,
and ball 1.
He's had a real tough problem with his hand. His left hand, he got hit with a couple foul balls. Then he got hit with a bat. Guy in a backswing picked him up. Same spot. You can see he's got a protective piece right there behind his left hand. But it really has affected the way that not only he holds the bat, but the way he holds the glove.
Look out. That bat almost took out Pablo Sandoval. Hit the screen right in front of Pablo.
Said, don't mess with the Panda. When you have a sore bottom hand, I mean that's really the hand that holds on to the bat as you throw your bat head through your swing. And when that thing is weak, this can happen. Scared everybody down there.
Ron Wotus on the left, Pablo and Dave Greshner, the trainers. Well, they had the trainer right there if somebody needed him. And the changeup off the outside, 2-1. Suzuki said that Daniel Bard, the Red Sox right-hander, throws 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, hit him in the hand. And then 4 days later, Jose Bautista, the man who's been lighting it up as a home run hitter the last 3 seasons for Toronto, hit him with a backswing. That's a double play ball. Arias to second, 1. Burris to first, double play.
Well, if you're playing third base for the Giants and you got Barry Zito on the mound or Madison Bumgarner on the mound, you better be ready because you're going to get some plays. And it's good to see Joaquin Arias back in the lineup. We say we make it our smart play, brought to you by Lincoln and the new MKS. Now it gets interesting. As hard as that ball was hit, all he had to do was pick it, make an accurate throw, and Emmanuel Burris had tons of time to complete the pair.
Derek Barton takes a called strike. No score in the game. First half of the second inning. Barton, who's another very patient hitter. His average, though, is only .202 with 1 home run. And that hit that ball twice. That ball came up, the foul ball off the dirt, and hit the bat a second time. 0-2. If you're a pitcher, it would be cool if that counted as 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think it'd be very cool.
Oh, strike 2, strike 3. You're out.
Thank you for stopping by. 2-pitch AB.
There are times when a pitcher would like to see that happen.
You know, back in the day when they started playing rounders, which was the predecessor to baseball, you didn't have to throw a ball. If a ball was hit to you as a third baseman, you didn't have to throw it to the first baseman. You could throw it at the runner. And if you hit him, he was out. I thought that was a great game.
Curveball, left field, shallow, and foul. Not catchable. And fortunately for the Giants, it went foul. So Barton will have to come back and try it again. 2 strikes. Barry Zito, the Giants, Orange Friday. For the A's, it's Green Friday.
Well, they got their orange on.
Man, that is a lot of orange. Looks like some of them have battery-powered shirts on down there.
Got their smiles on. They're good to go. Friday night, they get it better than that.
Big curveball. That came up, hit him in the body. 0-2. Interleague play started earlier today in Chicago with the All-Chicago matchup. Cubs hosted the White Sox. There's always a lot of electricity surrounding that All-Chicago series. Just off the outside with that fastball.
Outstanding 0-2 pitch right there. A little paralysis. Set the target completely out of the plate. You catch it, you don't move the glove. Sometimes you'll get an umpire to bite. Exactly where Zito wanted to throw that. Well, when I played with the Cubs, there were a lot of activities during the course of the year where we, the Cubs, would interact with the Bulls, the Bears, the Blackhawks. You never interacted with the White Sox. Ever. White Sox fans do not like Cub fans, and Cub fans do not like White Sox fans.
And it gets said in some of the other cities, you know, Yankee fans don't like Mets fans, so on and so forth. Giants fans, A's fans. There, it's really true. They had a poll when the White Sox went to the World Series in 05. Would Cubs fans root for the White Sox? It was absolutely not. Are you kidding? Well, it's kind of good for the city, though, isn't it? A lot of people come to town for the series. Who cares? They finally got somebody to say, well, I'll root for him to get there because it's good for the city, but I'm not watching.
Yep. There's a White Sox fan. He can't believe what you just said, John. It's true.
3-2 the count. And Barton continues to build up Zito's pitch count here. He had a nice quick inning going.
Plus, if there ever was any relationship that, you know, was sort of hanging in the balance, it sort of got banged when Ozzie Guillen, when he was the manager of the White Sox, says that Wrigley Field was the worst place in the world and that it was the world's largest bar. That was it.
3-2 the count. In Fairground, there's Cabrera. An 11-pitch epic at bat for Barton. Zito wins the duel. Pagan and then Belt coming up.
Box. Love bacon? Then try the new BLT cheeseburger combo right now at Jack in the Box for just $4.99 plus tax. No score here in San Francisco. The view of the world famous Golden Gate Bridge, the 75th anniversary of the opening of the Golden Gate, is coming up. The Giants will be celebrating that anniversary all through the weekend right here at AT Park. And there's a called strike to Angel Pagan leading off here in the last of the second. Brandon Belt and Hector Sanchez to follow. Third time in his career he's started a game as the cleanup hitter. It's not like he's never done it before. A ball and a strike. Jared Parker retired the Giants in order on 11 pitches in the first inning. Right now, Pagan has it going. His average for the year up to 296. And that's off the inside. 2-1. And I think we've seen him start taking pitches like that, where before he was swinging at almost everything. It took him a while to start feeling comfortable in his new surroundings. Wasn't seeing the ball that well. Trying to impress his new teammates, new fans. Whatever it was not happening. And now it's happening big time for Pagan, and it's happening at a good time for the Giants because they need somebody to step forward right now.
Yeah, you think back. I mean, he didn't have a good spring at all. He sort of carried that funk into the season. But now, I mean, these are at bats that you look forward to when he is coming up.
And he draws a walk. Yesterday, he drew 3 walks, plus had a single. So the walks, which he was almost never drawing walks until just the last several days. First Giants base runner, and Brandon Belt will come up. Dodgers are playing the Cardinals tonight. The only National League matchup is at Dodger Stadium. Cardinals Dodgers. And the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead in the second inning down there over Lance Lynn, who's been the ace for the Cardinals this year. Off the inside for ball 1. Brandon Belt had 2 doubles yesterday. Knocked in a big run in the 7th inning. Had 2 doubles and a walk. Belt with a .369 on base average. And Parker has to be mindful of Pagan. Pagan leads the Giants with 7 steals and 8 tries. Barton on the bag with him. You see the middle infielders are kind of bunched up towards second. There goes Pagan. Suzuki's throw. 1 hop. Too late.
Parker is not the quickest guy out of the stretch. 1.31. That was the time from him starting his motion to when it got to Suzuki. And it allowed an opportunity for Pagan. It's our Ford right choice. For high quality and fuel efficiency, Ford is the right choice for California. Schedule a test drive today. As you see Pagan take the outside part of that bag and put himself in scoring position for free. Nice play.
2-0 to Belt. Center field. Base hit. Pagan is coming. And he makes it. Belt will go back to first. Bell was halfway to second, but there was nobody on first base with Barton in the cutoff position. Well, Pagan, he might have surprised Cowgill a little bit because it looked like he was stopping.
Well, a little bit of a freeze there. Then right there, he kicks it in gear, seeing that Cowgill's not going to get to it. And a more accurate throw. He may have had a shot. Watch him stop, stutter. Now he goes, it is gone. Now he slows down again here. And then he says, I'm here. I'm going. A better slide across the plate. The Giants are on the board. A nice at bat for Brandon Belt. Giants have action.
So Belt, another RBI. His 9th of the year. Here is Hector Sanchez, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, takes a strike. So that leadoff walk has been promptly turned into a run. Pagan walked, stole second, and Belt has singled him in. On to the count to Hector Sanchez. Hector 267 with a home run and 10 batted in. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they don't really have a natural rival in the other league. As a fairly new team, they've been appointed the Kansas City Royals as their natural rival for this weekend.
Well, why not?
And the high changeup fouled into the second deck. 0-2.
We found out in a couple of years. First time we ever gone into Kansas City in interleague play. That's a great town. That's a nice little secret.
Great town and a beautiful ballpark. Dodgers now with a 2-0 lead as we check out the AT Park hand operated out of town scoreboard. And he lays off that slider in the dirt, blocked by Suzuki. So we've seen Hector Sanchez restrain himself there a couple of times. 1-2.
When we first started watching this guy swing the bat, he was really aggressive. He was swinging at everything, and we're thinking this guy's not going to get 25 at bats if he gets 400 ABs during the season. But in watching him, he's got a little more discipline than I thought he had.
2-2.
That 0-2 pitch for Parker, I mean, that's a good pitch. If the scout report gathered on Hector Sanchez was one they got in spring training, it was a great pitch. In spring training, the first couple of weeks, he was hacking at everything. You go out there and pick up the rosin bag and drop it, he'd swing at it.
2-2 the count to him. Belt at first. Base hit. And Belt's going to keep on going. Reddick's throw. Not in time. Strong throw. One hop. But too late.
Nice two-strike hitting from Hector Sanchez. They sit up in the outside corner, and this thing goes middle in. You see Suzuki reach back across, so a mislocation in a two-strike count, and Sanchez makes him play, or makes him pay rather. And you have to know Reddick is a good arm. And Tim Flannery bringing Belt over. He's challenged him twice. He's challenged Calgo in center. Now he's challenged Reddick. And both times Flannery's won. But I do think he wanted Belt to slide.
Here's Joaquin Arias back in the lineup. And that's a strike on the outside at 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's got a good fastball. I mean, he opened up the game at 88, 89, and he's stretched out now. And you'll see him with men on base. He'll go 95 a lot. He digs in deep.
1-0 Giants. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. There's the double fake, but nothing was going on there. The middle infield double play depth for the Athletics. They'd give away a run here to get the double play. So Arias trying to get that runner home from third. Brandon Belt. Arias hitting .250. 5 runs batted in. A ball and a strike. Parker's only 23 years old and acquired in that big trade that sent Trevor Cahill to Arizona. They also got Cowgill, who's in center field tonight, and Ryan Cook, a relief pitcher who has been otherworldly for the Athletics. Slider taken, and it's 2-1. Ryan Cook, I don't know if he's going to be able to pitch tonight. He threw 30 pitches in 2 innings in the extra inning game in Texas yesterday. But he has been in 17 games and is not allowed a run. He's allowed 4 hits in 19 2/3 innings. 4. That high fastball is hit high in the air into deep left field. All the way back at the track is Gomes. And Belt will tag up and score. 2-0 Giants. Arias hit a fly ball on a pitch that was up in his eyes.
Well, you always look for something up in a fly ball situation, and a runner at third base less than 2 outs is a fly ball situation. Job well done. Here's the reward. Teammates digging that at bat. One thing we don't do in San Francisco is take our sac flies for granted.
9th sacrifice fly hit by the Giants so far this year. And the first for Arias. I just made a little notation in my little scouting report. Good high ball hitter.
I mean, that pitch was, what was it, 94 miles an hour, and it was up. It was way up.
It was over the shoulders.
You have to have pretty quick bat to hit one that well, that's that high, that's thrown that hard. And the sinker down and into Emmanuel Burris. Ball one.
You got to have a strong top hand if you're going to do that.
Burris only 4 hits in his last 33 at bats.
Yeah, it's go time for Burris. And he knows it.
At the knees for a strike. There's a lot of talk around the country. You read it on the internet. Different reporters, national baseball writers, and that sort of thing, saying that the Giants are looking at infield possibilities in trade and that sort of thing. The San Diego Padres have designated the veteran second baseman Orlando Hudson to put him on waivers to release him. And immediately several writers, Buster Olney, Jason Stark, and around the country, Ken Rosenthal, put the Giants in on that one, whether they're in or not. Jemile Weeks, nice play. Pennington covering at second.
Now, one thing about these middle infielders for the A's, they have sensational range. And Jemile Weeks has as much range as anybody in the game at second base. And this ball was hit well by Burris. You see him going to his left and an off-balance strike to Pennington. Ray Fosse thinks that before these two guys are done playing, they're going to really be impressive double play combination. And you watch a play like that, and you have to agree with it.
And Jemile Weeks, who grew up around the game, his grandfather was a player in the old so-called Negro Leagues, and the Weeks brothers have been very close to that grandfather who, as Jemile said, taught them about the game, taught them about life. His, of course, older brother, Ricky Weeks, a veteran second baseman with the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League. Zito, the hitter, with 2 down. Way inside with that fastball.
This is not a steal situation either for Burris. I mean, the Giants really need to have Zito take his at bat this inning. They don't want to have Burris try to steal a bag, get thrown out, and then have Zito lead off. So this is one of those times as a base stealer where you just want to hunker down and just let the pitcher have his at bat.
Well, Zito is one wide one away from getting a walk.
Yeah, he aimed that last one.
Gregor Blanco on deck. Giants ahead 2-0, 2 runs in here in the second against Jared Parker. And that's a strike.
Took a little off to get it in.
I mean, he has a considerable range in that fastball, doesn't he? That one 88, he's been up to 95.
And, you know, at 23, I think it's significant that he understands you don't have to max out on every throw.
Now 3-2.
Take sign was on there, 3-1. Cruise at a speed that you can control the corners with, and if you are throwing the 88 to 91, great. Keep the ball down around the knees. Now you needed a 2-strike count to reach back, and his 95's there. That's like another pitch.
Burris running, and Zito slashes one foul into the crowd off to the left. That one 92 miles an hour, and Zito just a little bit late. Zito's tough to strike out, though.
He is, but he's got to take the bat and donut off. Little tardy here. Got to yank that out of Suzuki's glove.
3-2. There goes Burris. Hit that one hard right to the third baseman Donaldson, and the inning is over. But the Giants with a rally, 2 runs home. Zito back to the hill leading 2-0.
longtime Major League veteran, won 11 games for the Detroit Tigers in the American League last year, and of course finished up the 2009 season with the Giants and did real well as a Giant. And he's back in the organization, Mike.
Well, report to extended spring training on Monday, and the idea is that he is going to be a member of the bullpen when he gets ready to go.
September the 7th, 2009, facing the Padres. And Penny, that was when the Giants, Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, were the two young aces. And Brad Penny came in and gave them a real presence in that rotation as they stayed in the running for postseason play until very late that year. It's a big move for the Giants that year after being down for a few years. There's a strike from Zito to Josh Donaldson. 0-1 the count. 2-0, the Giants ahead.
Yeah, Brad Penny was outstanding in the clubhouse as well. Good teammate.
You know, that was a year, 2009, that if they had had the system that they've adapted for this year, where there would be a second wild card team, the Giants would have been a second wild card team in 2009. And suddenly they would have gone into a playoff. And because I did look it up, Tim Lincecum would have pitched that one-game playoff. That ball is hit well, deep left center, and gone. A home run for Donaldson. Wow. That was a long one, well up into the stands over the 382 marker, and it's 2-1. Donaldson's first home run of the year.
Well, not fooled at all. Big, slow changeup, and Donaldson, with a real balanced swing with lots of lower body power in this one, gets it all, and you have to hit it out to this part of the yard. You watch Melky Cabrera, took about 7 steps to his left and went, we're good.
Only the 5th hit of the year for Donaldson in his 50th at bat. He was 4 for 49 before that one. And here is Cowgill, and it's 0-1. That baseball got thrown back on the field, and Angel Pagan retrieved it out in left center. Cowgill 4 for 28. Again, the A's are without Brandon Inge, who made an incredible impact. He's played 11 games for Oakland and hit 4 homers with 17 batted in. Zito is up and away. A ball and a strike to Cowgill. So Donaldson in there for him. Cowgill is in there with Cespedes being out, and Coco Crisp is also out. That's a strike. It's 1-2. Of course, with Cespedes out, then Coco Crisp became the center fielder, but now he's out too. The Beer Can Regatta, as usual, going on a Friday. The finish line is the entrance to McCovey Cove. The South Beach Marina, just out beyond left field here in this part of San Francisco. That boat is, now that is healing over, isn't it?
The SS Rolex.
Rolex sponsors a lot of sailing regattas. That is down and in, and it's 2-2. Of course, this San Francisco will be the headquarters to the world for the sailing races this summer. The America's Cup coming to town. Curveball, Crawford. Low throw, dug out by Brandon Belt. One away.
And Cowgill's the type of guy that can put pressure on an infield too. He runs well. He could definitely hurry up a play.
Look out.
Today's a good day for sailing. Yesterday a little too windy.
Yesterday the San Francisco Bay looked like the North Sea in the dead of winter. California Hornblower, Bay Cruiser, comes steaming into McCovey Cove. A regular stop for Bay cruising vessels. Jared Parker with a count of 0-2.
That's a pretty good swing though for Jared Parker.
Well, he had 2 at bats last year, and in his second at bat he hit a double against Hiroki Kuroda. So he's 1 for 2 as a big league hitter. Struck out his first time, then hit a double off Kuroda. He hit .271 as a hitter in the minor leagues. 1 out, nobody on, a run in. He's gone. 2 down. And to the top of the order for Jemiah Weeks. Weeks flied out to center his first time. Dodgers 3, Cardinals 1, top of the 3rd. Looks like Don Mattingly just got ejected from that game. Dodger manager here in the top of the 3rd inning. Curveball missing, 1 ball, no strikes. Jemiah Weeks, who had a very strong rookie season last year, and they say, Bob Melvin said before the game that he's swinging the bat a lot better right now, but he has really struggled this season.
Well, a lot of guys will have big rookie years, and then the league adjusts to them, and then they call it the sophomore jinx, and it's basically some guys suffer that because they don't make the adjustment back to the adjustment the league made to them.
He is hitting only .204 for the season. He does get some walks. His on-base average, even so, is below 300, .290. And the count goes to 3-1. Weeks last year as a rookie hit .303 in 97 games and had a .348 on base percentage. So he had a very strong rookie season. Stole 22 bases as well. And it's 3-2 now. The foul ball over to the Giants dugout.
You know, it used to be that the pitcher's fraternity was a pretty close-knit group. You didn't know how to get a guy out. If there was a guy on a team that had similar style to you that was getting him out, you go to that guy, especially if he was in the other division, and he'd tell you how he's getting him out. You could take that, apply it, and you get the guy out. But now you've got access to so many video clips to where you can go and you can find a guy with stuff like yours, a style of pitching like yours, and you can see if he's getting him out. And it's so much easier now to get a book on a guy.
And that's the inning. Second strikeout of the inning. Top of the order coming up. th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. You can support the Golden Gate Bridge's 75th anniversary celebration by texting GGB75 to 20222 and give a $5 birthday gift to the bridge that will go toward the Kids to the Bridge educational program, which brings kids to the bridge to learn about one of the most recognized icons in the world. That's GGB 75. Text that GGB 75 to 20222. I like the Kids to the Bridge educational program, which is bringing kids to the bridge. That kind of says it all.
It tells you all you need to know.
Blanco bluffs the bunt and takes high. Ball 3-0.
It's a big pitch for Parker. Time you walk the leadoff guy, that's bad luck. There's Sandy.
It's a 4-pitch walk. Blanco, who came in with a 400 on base average, gets on base to start the inning.
Oh yeah, the girls are here. The bridesmaids.
They're all Sandy.
Sandy's bachelorette party. Woohoo! The Gamer Babes have landed.
Brandon Crawford comes up now. Now there could be something going on here. A little hit and run action, or maybe Blanco will try and steal a bag. Parker throws to first, and Blanco dives safely back in.
But one thing that is happening during the course of the ball game, every time a pitcher goes home, there's a stopwatch on what his unload time is, and if he's consistently slow, 1-3 plus, which is where Parker has been, they'll try and take advantage of that. Now he does have a good quick move to first base, and that'll take maybe a quarter step or a half step away from a guy's lead. But still, if you're 1-3 plus, you're not giving your catcher a lot of help. And remember too that Suzuki is got some handicap right now to his left hand. It's banged up. Not an easy exchange for him right now.
Base hit into the gap. Blanco might score. Around third, heading home. No throw. Run scoring double by Crawford, who continues to swing the bat well. 3-1 Giants.
Yeah, I thought Colin Cowgill out in center field made a pretty good play cutting this ball off. The outfield grass right now is suffering a bit because of the concert that was here a couple weeks or a week ago, and because of that, the gaps are fast. And Blanco knows this. He knows he's going to have a chance to score. Here's Trustin Flannery, who has no hesitation of waving it in. But the fact that Cowgill got to that ball and cut it off, I thought that was a pretty good play. Nice at bat for Crawford.
So Blanco draws the walk to start the inning, and that has already been turned into a run. 3-1 Giants, as the Oakland pitching coach Kurt Young has visited Jared Parker. So there's Crawford at second. He had a double, a single, and 2 RBIs here yesterday, and an RBI double in his second at bat here tonight. And he's in scoring position. Cabrera at the plate. Cabrera is 0 for 1. Drops a bunt, third base side. Good one. Donaldson. Late. Base hit.
Well, there's the milkmen. They love Milky. I love this place. Oh, yeah. They love the milkman. And you cannot bunt a ball better than this. If Josh Donaldson would have made this play here, that'd have been a Gold Glove play. You talk about an acute angle with a lot of energy going towards home plate. If you're a third baseman, I mean, to get anything on the throw at all is pretty remarkable. But the milkman.
Donaldson was a catcher that they converted to third base, and he did handle it fairly well for a guy who doesn't have much experience over there. So here's the red hot Pagan. He walked and scored a run his first time. First and third, the middle infield, double play depth. The slider is low from Parker. 3-1 Giants in the third inning. His average at 296, the on base average up to 340 now. He's had 4 walks in the last 2 games. Barton on the bag at first with Cabrera. And Parker with that double fake.
Yeah, that move right there is being talked about in Major League Baseball, and it's likely to get banned next year. Long overdue.
little backdoor slider or a curveball maybe for a strike, and it's 1-1, 78 miles an hour. And it's a ball and a strike now to Pregame. So that play, I mean, what are they going to ban? The kick toward third. If you kick toward third, you have to throw to third. How are they going to ban it? What are they?
Well, what they don't think is within the rules, and it's kind of evolved, and somewhere down the line they started getting away with it, but.
Good fastball to the inside, and it's 1-2.
But according to the rule book, you're not supposed to deceive the runner, and that's what it is. You're deceiving the runner. You're faking a throw to third base. You're turning it around. You're trying to deceive the runner at first, and I think it's a wise move to ban it. I don't like it. Never have. And I don't think they should stop there. The other one where guys really almost go into their motion with a runner at second base, and then stop and then wheel around and fake a throw or do make a throw to second base. I think that has to be adjusted.
Well, the fastball. Popped up foul and out of play off the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you think they'll still allow the guy to make a fake toward third, but not then spin around and hit the throw to first?
I don't think they'll allow them to make a fake throw to third base unless they step off the rubber. I think they'll treat it like it's first base. At first base, you can't fake a throw to first.
Well, that's a huge change. Change up too high. 2-2. A lot of those changeups have been up, belt high or higher from Jared Parker tonight. 2-2. So you think they just get away? You can't fake a throw to any bag.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going with it.
Two and 2 the count. First and third. Nobody out. There goes Cabrera. And he's going to steal without a throw. He had a huge jump. They're talking about running on first motion. I thought he ran a split second before first motion.
I mean, the thing about young pitchers, and you see it all the time, a lot of guys don't want to get abbreviated out of the stretch because they think they're going to give up stuff. And he'll learn that he's going to have to get quicker to home plate because he's not quick right now. And you've got to give a catcher a chance at this level.
They bring the infield in halfway now. And a high changeup misses. Ball 4. Pagano has walked twice in this one. The bases are loaded with nobody out. And the Oakland bullpen is going to spring into action. Left-handed Jerry Blevins has run down to the right field bullpen. Suzuki out to visit with Parker. Parker has not pitched fewer than 5 2/3 innings in any start so far since being called up to the big leagues. He beat the Red Sox at Fenway Park in his debut, as you see Blevins warming up. He went 6 2/3 at Fenway, gave up a run and 4 hits. Beat the slugging Blue Jays, went 7 innings. The White Sox, he went 6 1/3, 1 run. And even the Tigers, the team that beat him last Sunday, he went 5 2/3, 2 runs allowed. Brandon Belt, ball 1. Belt singled home a run his first time. But this is already the highest run total allowed by Parker in any start that he's made in the big leagues. The Athletics fearing the big inning. 1 run already in, bases loaded, nobody out, have the infield looking for the double play. There's that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. There is Crawford, who doubled home a run at third. Cabrera, who had a bunt single at second. Pagano, who walked at first. Blanco, who started the inning with a walk, has already scored. 3-1 Giants. Bases loaded. Brandon Belt trying to pick up some RBIs here. Just off the inside.
That did not miss by much. What we found out about Brandon Belt is he's got a good eye.
Change up, way up out of the strike zone. Now it's 3-1.
Now the changeup, which is his bread and butter, has not been reliable tonight. And when you can't count on it in a 2-1 count, you sure can't count on the 3-1 count.
3-1 the count. Donaldson goes over it, but it is well back in amongst the customers here at AT Park. A full count now to Belt.
Fastball challenge right there, fouled off by Brandon Belt. He was looking fastball too. And for Belt, this at bat is simple. Get a ball in the air deep enough to the outfield to score a run. Any other way you can score him is acceptable, but you're looking for something up you can get in the outfield.
Look out. Way inside, ball 4. An RBI for Belt as Crawford will be able to come home, and it is 4-1 Giants, and the bases remain loaded with nobody out.
Well, bases loaded walk works just as good as a sac fly, in fact, even better.
Bob Melvin is going to make the change. So Jared Parker, who had been outstanding, as we mentioned, against the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Tigers. Those are 4 slugging teams in the American League, and he shut them all down. But tonight against the Giants, he's knocked out in the 3rd inning. 4 runs already on the board as the bullpen is already in. Brandon Crawford knocked in the 1st run here in the 3rd with this double. 4-1 Giants. We'll be back. The Giants had the bases loaded with nobody out, and left-handed Jerry Blevins, 6 feet 6 inches tall. The veteran has been around a while, in from the bullpen early.
He's off to a good start this year.
1.65 ERA, 16 in the 3rd innings, 11 hits allowed. Hector Sanchez takes a soft one in the dirt for ball 1. Bases loaded, nobody out, with Cabrera, Pagan, and Belt, the runners from 3rd back to 1st. Sanchez hit a single his first time. 4-1 Giants, and all 3 of those runners belong to the record of Jared Parker, who lasted 2 innings plus. That is foul.
With Blevins, you're going to see a fastball that goes 89, 92-ish with kind of a slurvy breaking ball. It's a low 3/4 delivery. But he's a guy that can get you a ground ball from the left side. And I think that's exactly what Melvin's looking for. But Hector Sanchez, good low ball hitter. And I'm talking about both sides. Traditionally, switch hitters, low ball left-handed, high ball right-handed. But he can hit that low ball right-handed.
Well, he showed a pretty good eye there, laying off that pitch, as Blevins is trying to get him to hit a double play ball. 2-1 the count. Blevins has done well against the Giants. They've never scored a run against him in the 4 times previously that they have seen him. 2-1. That's a high fly ball, medium right center, and Calgo Tagging from third to score, Cabrera. Pagan also tags and goes to third. So Hector Sanchez gets the sacrifice fly. 5-1 Giants.
That's an excellent at bat, and we've seen some really good at bats tonight for the Giants with that runner at third, less than 2-out situation. I mean, you simplify the game. You don't go up there trying to hit a home. You go up there trying to execute to the situation. The situation calls for a fly ball deep enough to score the runner. Job well done. Giants ranked 28th in the majors in that category tonight, 2 for 2 in sac fly scenarios. Well, that's big time improvement for a club that has struggled in that regard.
So here's one of those who had a sacrifice fly. Joaquin Arias knocked in a run with a fly ball in the second. Ball 1. Parker, 2 innings plus so far, 5 runs, 4 hits allowed, 4 walks. 58 pitches thrown. Pagan at third, Belt at first. Middle infield double play depth. Pulled in at the corners, and he chased one down out of the zone, helped him out. The off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Emmanuel Burris is on deck. Arias got hit with a pitch just above the left wrist. Missed a couple of games. He left that game. It looked bad when he left the field.
You can see he's got a little pad underneath his sleeve on his left arm, protecting that area that was hit. There you see the padding.
Two and 1 the count to Arias. 5-1 Giants here in the third inning. Chance to get more. 1 out. And a foul out of play. This was Tuesday.
Jeremy Guthrie got it with 94. I mean, this ball hit him, and when everybody in the ballpark that saw this immediately thought that it was broken. Walked out the field, they had it x-rayed within the hour, and they found out that indeed it was not broken, but it was sore, and it was a little iffy as to whether or not he was going to be able to play today.
And the off-speed pitch bounced foul off to the left.
You know, a lot of times Bruce Bochy, in a situation like we saw with Arias, and hit on the head Tuesday night, a few days off. Now all of a sudden, you know, Bochy needs him in the lineup. He'll put him in the lineup, not knowing if he can play or not. Figuring that, well, maybe if he sees that his name is in the lineup, he's going to play. He'll have the player come to him and take himself out.
2-2. And he was able to fight off that breaking ball. 2-2.
And I like that method of managing. A lot of times managers will go to players and say, "Are you all right?" And the guy, I don't know. Well, as soon as you see a him and a haw, you say, "Okay, you're shut down." But if you put him in the lineup and you make that guy come into your office and say, "You know, I don't think I can go tonight," well, that's a different deal. A lot of times that's how you get guys to go out there when they're not 100% when you need them.
2-2. Fastball, and he fights that one off. Well, he's seen about everything that Blevins has to offer in this trip to the plate. 2-2 the count. He's seen 7 pitches, and he's seen fastballs and breaking balls and changeups, slow breaking balls, faster breaking balls. 2-2. Pagan at third, Belt at first. Big hole open on the right side with Barton on the bag at first with the runner. And he chased a curveball in the dirt. Belt will go to second. Arias broke to first, but with only 1 out and a runner at first when the pitch was thrown, he was not eligible to do that. And he, on his way back to the dugout, kind of hit himself in the helmet as if to say, "Come on, think."
Now, guys don't like to go out of the strike zone and strike themselves out, basically, in these scenarios. When you have a runner at third base and less than 2 outs. I mean, that's an RBI. You're figuring when you get in that batter's box, you're going to cash in on it. And when you don't get it done, it'll haunt you.
So they're going to walk Burris intentionally and go after Zito instead. Although Burris, as a right-handed hitter, Has one hit in 14 at-bats this year. 2-0.
Well, I mean, the worst thing that happens here is you get Zito up this inning. And you get to start off the fourth with Gregor Blanco again. So
and that worked out pretty well this inning.
Yes, it did.
Zito made the final out in the second inning. Blanco led off this inning, and the Giants have scored 3 times in the inning.
Giants baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Jeep dealer. Visit one today to get your adventure in a Jeep Wrangler, Patriot, Compass, Liberty, and Grand Cherokee, or visit Jeep.com to learn more.
That classic view of the city by the bay through the Golden Gate from out over in Fort Cronkite, which is just a wonderful place to visit, to hike, to enjoy the spectacular views of the Golden Gate and the city by the bay. Barry Zito grounded out to third his first time. Now, he's only had 2 hits in 16 at-bats. He's also only struck out a couple of times, so he almost invariably puts the ball in play. Bases loaded, 2 down. 5-1 Giants. And it's 2-0. Suzuki had to save a wild pitch there.
He's taking a strike. You will not see a swing here. Take sign is on. So the pressure is on Blevins. And those are pretty easy takes.
Now Suzuki goes out to talk to Blevins.
And he's going to tell him that. He goes, dude, the take sign is on. Just throw it to me. Pick up the target. Kurt Young, pitching coach.
He's used to seeing his pitchers throw a few more strikes than they've been throwing tonight.
He's grinding right now, especially with Zito up there. They do not want to see this inning get to Blanco.
Bases loaded, 2 down to 3-0. Pitch on the way. Got the outside with that one. 3-1. Okay, so now is he going to be set free to try to launch one?
No. Be another take sign right here.
Gregor Blanco, the leadoff man, would be next. It's 3-2.
Now you protect.
Oakland pitchers have walked 5 Giants in these first 3 innings. There go the runners. And it's ball 4. Blevins has walked in Pagan by walking the Giants pitcher, Barry Zito. Zito had not had too many walks in his career as a hitter. 6-1 Giants.
Oh, if you're out there and you're Jerry Blevins, I mean, you just want to just hide behind the rosin bag. 8th RBI, 13th walk.
And the man who led off the inning with a walk, Blanco. All of a sudden, the Giants, who sometimes would go games at a time without drawing any walks, are the walkingest team in the game. A strike. They've drawn 6 walks in this game. In yesterday's game against the Cardinals, 9 walks. And in the Tuesday game, when Colorado was in, they drew 10 walks and had a batter hit by a pitch. The ball and a strike to Blanco. And of course, Blanco is the guy. You're talking about getting walks, working a count. That's Blanco's game.
They're jamming in the outfield too. They're playing him shallow. And he's got a little more pop than what they're giving him credit for.
That's out of play. This is, I mean, that outfield is playing shallow for a guy who hit a 451-foot home run earlier this week.
I mean,
right?
Where they are right now, I mean, that's about 8 steps in from normal positioning.
He hit it over the 20-foot high wall out there in right center field. And well back up into those bleachers. 1-2 the count. On the fists, back out of play. Well, Parker threw 58 pitches in 2 innings plus. Now Blevins has thrown 26 since he came in here in the 2nd inning. I think Blevins was kind of shocked, and he even was getting up in the 3rd inning. That Oakland's pitching's been very good. They haven't had many games where anybody's had to get up early like this. 6-1 Giants. Tries to curveball and hangs it high. 2-2.
That's a manager's nightmare. I mean, when you have an early knockout, especially when you're coming off of an extra inning ball game and your bullpen may be a little beat up, you got to go in there and get your start of the 2nd, 3rd inning. Yeah, that's rough.
Struck him out with a high fastball. The Giants send 10 men to the plate. 4 of them score. In-depth look at some of the Giants stars of tomorrow. Tonight we're going to take a look at Brock Bond, and what a month of May he's having with the Grizzlies. .565 batting average with a homer and 10 RBIs in 14 games, and the OPS 1311. Brock Bond. Brock Bond. Get the best in TV, internet, and voice with Xfinity only from Comcast.
Shaken, not stirred.
Well, that would be James. Now Brock, I don't know.
Well, Barry Zito going out there, and he's going to do something tonight that he hasn't had a lot of practice with, and that's pitch with a 5-run lead.
I think this is the first time.
Really? He has been the guy since he's come over and put on a Giants uniform that they just have not been able to score a lot of runs for. Not the case tonight.
6-1 Giants as Cliff Pennington leads off for the Athletics. He lined to short his first time. Just off the outside. Ball 1. Reddick and Gomes to follow the 2, 3, 4 spots in the Oakland batting order. Change up in for a strike. 1-1. Meanwhile, in LA, Cardinals and Dodgers having a wild one. That's a foul out of play off to the right, and it's 1-2. LA jumped ahead of Lance Lynn and the Cardinals with a 3-run second, but there you see it's 4-4 now. The Cardinals had a 4-run third in that inning. Dodger manager Don Mattingly got ejected from the game, and then after he was ejected, Matt Holliday hit a 2-run homer to cap that 4-run rally. The Dodgers have since tied it. It's 4-4 in the first half of the 5th inning in LA. Ted Lilly versus Lance Lynn. Curveball in the dirt. Full count now. Now Zito did have a long time between innings. Can that be a problem?
Well, it can be, but he got on base. And when you're up moving around and you have the adrenaline of an at bat and you get on base, you don't stiffen up. It's not a problem.
Deep left center. Pregame has room. One away.
We'll get an inside look at the Golden Gate Bridge from those who know it best. Stories from the bridge tomorrow at 7:30 on NBC Bay Area, the proud home of the 75th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Here now is Josh Reddick. Reddick grounded out to first his first time. 1 ball and no strikes. This Oakland team has been defying the odds all season, because I think most experts thought that they had given up on this season with all the trades that they had made. Hector Sanchez and Reddick is gone.
That was a big league pop-up.
And Hector made it look easy, but usually those aren't that easy in this ballpark.
Well, they haven't been lately. The wind has been howling jack every day. Today it's just a nice comfortable 32 miles per hour.
Well, actually, look at the flags right now. It's almost like the wind just before that pop-up was hit sort of calmed down for a little bit. Almost as if Hector ordered it to.
He can do that.
2 down, and here's Johnny Gomes. He walked his first time. The powerful right-handed hitter from Petaluma. And a changeup misses badly. The Athletics, they have been beating up on teams like the Boston Red Sox. In one road trip, they went to Boston and won 2 out of 3. Then they went to Tampa Bay and won 2 out of 3. Nobody goes to Tampa Bay and wins 2 out of 3. They've had the best home record in the American League.
And they played Texas tough as well.
They went to Anaheim, won 3 out of 4. And that's a foul. They just came to town here from Texas, where they won an extra inning game last night against the 2-time defending American League champion Texas Rangers. Took 2 out of 3 for the Detroit Tigers this past weekend. That fastball on the inside corner, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. Brandon Crawford coming up. Will factor in the 5 Toyotas that get over 40 miles per gallon, and the answer is Toyota. Do the math. 1937, the year the Golden Gate Bridge opened. The standings in the National League: the Giants finished first, went to the World Series. The Cubs gave them a good race, finished 3 games out. And the Giants played the Yankees in the World Series that year. Those were the Giants of Mel Ott, one of the great home run hitters of all time, 511 home runs. And Carl Hubbell, the great left-hander. Carl Hubbell, Mel Ott, 2 Hall of Famers. And they played the Yankees in that World Series, and that was the 2nd year in a row that they played them in the World Series. The Yankees won 102 games that year. Those were the Yankees of DiMaggio and Gehrig. The Browns, meanwhile, who became the Baltimore Orioles years later, finished 56 games behind.
That's a rough summer.
They were eliminated in about a week before the season started.
That's bad.
Crawford down on strikes. He's 1 for 3. Doubled home run his last time. And here comes Melky Cabrera, whose bunt fueled that rally. He scored 4 runs in the inning. And we got the Milkmen. they're doing a Melky cheer. Then they're just off to our left here in the 2nd deck.
There they are. They're kind of moving all around the stadium, and they found themselves in the club level. Oh, I love this place. You never know what you're going to get, especially on Orange Fridays.
Now, they don't really have milkmen that much anymore, do they?
No.
Ooh, just missing with that fastball is Blevins. 1-1. When I was a kid, we used to get the milk delivered at our house in Hayward.
Glass bottles.
Berkeley Farms. The milkman. He came in his milk truck, had these big bags of crushed ice on top of all the milk bottles.
Yeah, they're making the milkmen squat down because people can't see over the milkman.
Melky drives one toward the right field foul pole, and that's into the party suite down there, the Virgin America party suite.
Oh yeah, well they were having fun before the foul ball got there, and that lit them up. Now let's watch the flight. Oh yeah,
the flight. It landed in the Virgin America suite. And Pennington, not quite. Got a glove on it. Cowgill will hold Melky to a single. He took the big turn at first.
The boys are psyched.
Got milk? Yeah. 2 hits for the milkman tonight. The milkman himself.
Just using the middle of the diamond, waiting well. He saw that big breaking ball early, not fooled. And watch the reaction. I love those guys. The milkmen.
Here is Angel Pagan.
I got to believe there's a chance we'll see the milkmen and the Beta Breakers on Sunday. What do you think?
Pagan, another Giants newcomer this year. Now Melky's been hot for a while. He's been having a great season. Pagan started turning it up here recently. And if he keeps going like this, he's going to have his own characters here at the ballpark. .296 average in this game. He's been to the plate twice and walked both times. He's walked 5 times in the last 2 games.
Well, we saw a few fans yesterday that had some halos on. They were definitely in support of the Angel.
He lunged at that off-speed pitch, fouled it back, and it's 1-2. 18th time this year with his 2 hits tonight that Melky's had 2 hits or more in the same game. That's the second most in the National League. Michael Bourne of Atlanta has had 19 of those games. Bourne's hitting about .340 for the year. Braves won tonight at Tampa Bay 5-3. Tommy Hanson over James Shields. The Braves are hot now. They're scoring runs. They're getting the Strong pitching, and they lead the National League East by a game and a half over Washington. Into the gap, right center field, and that one's into the gap. Cowgill cuts it off. Melky will be stopped at third by Flannery. A double for Pagan.
Well, Bruce Bochy's been asking his lineup to step up when Pablo Sandoval went down, and it's starting to happen. They're starting to get some rhythm. Another good opposite field at bat. Right now, Pagan just sees that ball about the size of a pie tin. It looks so big coming into home plate. Cabrera sees a gapper here. I mean, I think the A's did well to play this cutoff and hold Melky Cabrera from scoring.
The Athletics bring the infield in. The Giants ahead 6-1. 1 out. Brandon Belt, who has singled home a run and walked with the bases loaded, has had 2 RBIs, and he takes ball 1 from Blevins.
You know the situation. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. You need a ball in the air in the outfield, deep enough to score the runner. That's your goal. And one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to strike out, so you've got to put the ball in play.
1 ball, 1 strike to Belt.
Now, if you're Jerry Blevins, the pitcher, I mean, you're trying to strike him out, plain and simple. Strikeout situation.
Cabrera at third, Pagan at second. 2 fast runners. And that's out of play. 1-2. Hector Sanchez on deck. 6 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. They've also received 6 walks from the Athletics. Parker, the starter, went 2 innings plus. Charged with 6 runs on 4 hits with 4 walks. Blevins in his second inning. 1 out in the 4th. Just off the outside.
Good 2-strike pitch right there. I mean, you have a count 1-2. You want him to chase you out of the zone, and this is a pretty good teaser right here. You got to have a pretty good eye and some guts to take that one.
2-2. And he fights off that curveball.
Well, that's a nice 2-pitch sequence. He threw the 1-2 slider out there, and that's a hard breaking ball. Then he comes in with a real slow sidewinding breaking curveball. Brandon Belt did well just to extend the bat and get a piece of it to stay alive.
You see how the Athletics are playing it. Infield in all the way around. That one is hit high in the air, out into right center field. Plenty deep enough to move up both runners.
That is a fantastic at bat.
7-1 Giants. A sacrifice fly for Belt, and his 3rd RBI of the game as Cabrera scores. Pagan to third.
You could definitely gain confidence in those type of at bats when you perform and you beat the situation like he just did. I mean, that's the type of an at bat that gives you confidence. And oftentimes you guys see a guy have enough of those type of bats, and his overall bat average will start to climb, and everything starts to fall in place.
Hector Sanchez has singled and hit a sacrifice fly. Right center field. That's in the gap. That's going to fall. Pagan scores. Sanchez a double. 2 more runs have scored here in the 4th inning so far. 2nd RBI of the night for Hector Sanchez. 8-1 Giants.
And that is not a 22-year-old at bat. I mean, you have a sidewinder lefty, a guy who's got a low 3/4 release. He's going to work the outside corner. You cannot try and pull this guy. You've got to think the opposite gap. And look at his body slide through. He gets out on his front foot. You talk about a strong set of hands. And hits it right where they're not. Splits the 2 outfielders. And a beautiful opposite field gap at bat. And an RBI for the reward.
Arias A check swing. Did he go? Yes. First base umpire James Hoy on appeal said that was a swing. The Giants have hit 3 sacrifice flies in this game, 1 in each of the last 3 innings. There's Pennington from the hole, and he got him. Nice play by Pennington. 2 more runs. The Giants leading 8-1 as Zito goes back to work. Brought to you by Dodge in the American League Park tonight. The Yankees over Cincinnati. Andy Pettitte, his first win in the big leagues in a couple of years. Robinson Cano had a home run. A near no-hitter for Verlander. 8 1/3 innings with a no-hitter against the Pirates. And then Josh Harrison hit a single to center. The only hit allowed by Verlander, who is something else. 6-0 Detroit. Miami won in Cleveland. They cooled off a red-hot Cleveland team 3-2. And Toronto hit 5 home runs against the Mets. 14-5 up at the what they used to call the Sky Dome in Toronto. Blue Jays have quite a slugging club. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, hit 2 home runs in that one. Here we go to the 5th inning. Giants leading 8-1 over Oakland, and Suzuki takes ball 1 from Barry Zito. Suzuki hit into a double play in the 2nd. Derek Barton and Josh Donaldson will follow. 8-1 Giants in the 5th inning. Some other scores from American League Parks. Atlanta, the Braves are really hot right now. They beat Tampa Bay 5-3. Freddie Freeman double, 2 batted in, and they beat James Shields, who was 6-1 going into that game. That's left center field. Cabrera going back. He's there. Suzuki is gone.
Seven in a row retired now by Zito since he gave up the home run to Donaldson. He has shut the A's down.
Also Arizona won, as we saw, at Kansas City 6-4. Kansas City is apparently Arizona's natural rival from the American League. Next year, everything's going to change in baseball in terms of the scheduling, the interleague play, and how interleague play unfolds, because the Houston Astros are moving to the American League.
Well, they had to take Kansas City. It was that or the Mexico City Reds, so they opted wisely.
But next year we won't have interleague play all at one time. There'll be interleague play from the first day of the season right through to the last day of the season. Next year there'll be 15 teams in each league. Right now 16 National League teams, 14 American League teams. But if you put 15 in each league, you can't have a couple of teams always taking a weekend off, taking days at a time off. That's a base hit for Derek Barton, only the second hit allowed by Zito.
Well, if you're hitting the road, you can't watch the Giants on NBC Bay Area. Take the Giants with you with MLB.TV. Subscribe to MLB.TV today to see every out-of-town Giants game live in HD quality. Features include choice of home and away broadcast, ability to pause and rewind games. So go to sfgiants.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere.
Josh Donaldson crushed a home run into left center his first time for Oakland's run.
And he hit a curveball, and Zito comes right back in this at bat and throws another curveball. Just take a look at that breaking ball that got turned around. And Donaldson not fooled at all.
Two and 0.
You know, look at that home run the second time. I called it a breaking ball. It may have been a changeup. Whatever, it was an off-speed pitch, and Donaldson saw it early, and he kept his weight back and beat him.
Well, you called it a changeup at the time, as I recall it. You talked yourself out of it, apparently.
Gee.
3-0 the count to Donaldson.
Well, one thing about Zito, I mean, he's not going to change the way he pitches. The score means nothing. In his mind, it's 1-0, and he is going to mix speeds, and he is going to do what he does.
3-1. Well, you know, he did have a game. Was it last year the Giants had a game in Detroit interleague play?
Yes.
Remember that? And he had to sit around. There was a gigantic thunderstorm that came through. Looked like the end of the world. Huge winds. That's called strike two. 3-2 the count. For Zito, and I can't remember how many he pitched, 4 or 5 innings. Sat out the 2 hours delay and then came back and kept pitching. And the Giants had by that time put 14, 15 runs on the board. And he's continued to shut the Tigers down. Donaldson pulls one foul. Just a few feet foul down the left field line.
Well, he went down and golfed that thing. Hector Sanchez is going to come out and say, don't throw that one again. Good low ball hitter.
Cowgill on deck. Sanchez comes back behind the plate. Well, Sanchez has seen Donaldson get a couple of real good swings off against Zito. One on that home run, and now one that he almost tucked in for a double into the left field corner. And this one is hit well. That is fair. And it is in play. The throw home, the tag, safe. Nice slide there by Barton. Donaldson ends up at third. It's 8-2 Giants. Nice throw home by Crawford on the relay from Cabrera.
A 3-2 challenge. He goes to the strike zone, and Donaldson again, man, he is not fooled at all. Hits high off the wall, and Cabrera hits a nice cutoff throw to Crawford, who very quickly gets it into Sanchez. Sanchez had a tough hop. He fielded it well. I mean, that's not an easy hop to get a grip on. And Martin just does swing wide. And boy, what a great slide. It just touched the tip of the plate. You saw Estabrook, the umpire, signaling that he did touch that ball or touch that plate. I mean, this is a pretty creative slide. Swings wide, just catches the tip. That was close.
You see the frustration for Cabrera because he made the perfect play, and so did Crawford. And on top of that, Sanchez made a beautiful reception of that tough throw.
And I'm not sure they didn't get him. Very close play. I mean, that was the big leagues. Everybody involved in that play was the big leagues. Spectacular play.
Donaldson having a big night for the Athletics. Look where the ball is.
It's an empty glove.
It's in his hand.
Hell, dude, you gotta touch him with the ball. Everything except that tag was big leagues about that play.
Well, but we've seen it work.
Yes, we have.
Because the umpire expects the ball to be in the glove. Adam Rosales is out on deck with the pitcher due up next for Oakland. And Cowgill takes the ball.
One more look. Tough play. The bare hand gets the ball and he just kind of swings around and swipe tags it with the glove.
And then shows him the ball.
Next time, don't show him the ball.
It's 3-2 now to Cowgill. Now Oakland has Rosales on deck, but nobody's throwing in the bullpen. Usually, if you're going to hit for the pitcher, I feel like I'm missing something.
Well, he may be under the stadium playing catch. By definition in the rule book, you're supposed to be out there in the bullpen if you are playing catch.
Cowgill down on strikes. Fourth strikeout for Zito.
Take a look at this pitch. It was 83 on the Rambus radar gun. Rambus is a company of inventors dedicated to improving consumer electronics. Rambus, at the heart of the products that you love. Grab some pie and meat. Fourth strikeout for Zito.
So do they have somebody warming up out there and I just wasn't paying attention? Or?
No, like I said, I mean, it's a rule you're not supposed to be under the stands throwing, but that may be what's going on right now.
Yeah, batting cages under the stands near the two dugouts as Adam Rosales hits for Blevins with nobody throwing in the Oakland bullpen. Maybe Oakland says, hey, it's 8-2. We're just going to start using the DH. That's what we're used to. The heck with it.
That's the deal tonight.
We're sending up Rosales, but Blevins is still in the game. That's weird, isn't it?
It is. We've never seen it.
Rosales 1 for 1 since being activated. That ball is clubbed into left field. Melky, he's got it. Nice catch. Ball is clobbered by Rosales, but Melky handled it. 8-2 Giants. The game's in the National League parts this afternoon. The White Sox beat the Cubs at Wrigley Field 3-2. The Phillies beat the Red Sox in Philly 6-4. And in that game, a save by the former Red Sox closer Jonathan Papelbon. In the Baltimore-Washington Beltway matchup, Baltimore 2-1 in 11 innings over the Nationals. Two of the surprise teams in baseball, both at or near the top of their divisions. And Texas in the all-Texas battle in Houston with a 4-1 win over the Houston Astros. Ian Kinsler had a 3-hit game for Texas. Minnesota clobbered the Brewers in the Minnesota-Wisconsin border war. 11-3 the final. 4-1 the Angels leading the Padres in San Diego at Petco Park as left-hander comes in. And that is Pedro Figueroa. Seattle 4-0 over Colorado. A 2-hit shutout for Kevin Millwood at Coors Field. And the Dodgers and Cardinals are tied at 4 in the last of the 6th. Burris, running hard, is retired by Barton, and there is one away. Apparently, we did miss Figueroa. He had been in the bullpen for Oakland, and we just didn't see him.
He's sneaky.
Well, there is that expression about pitchers sneaky fast.
Yeah.
He's the sneakiest I've ever seen.
Well, he's got a good fastball. Sometimes he'll get a little wild hair up his nose and he can't find the strike zone, but he's got good stuff. See his record. Look at the walks. 6 in 8 innings, 11 base runners. That's not bad. 3 strikeouts, a lot of movement. He's got a long arm delivery. That ball gets on you quick.
Blevins went 2 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And he also threw 49 pitches while he was in there. Well, Zito walked with the bases. Was it with the bases loaded, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to mark RBI for Zito on my scoreboard. Now he's got a 3-0 count this time. They're afraid of Zito.
Well, they should be. He's scary.
I never even really understood just how scary until tonight. And he walks again. They're pitching around Zito.
Well, you never know. It's baseball. You're going to see something different every day. And for Barry Zito to have 2 walks, one of which resulted in an RBI, that's pretty remarkable. But, you know, Zito, he always puts the ball in play. You know, I don't care how funky his swing is, he will put the ball in play. Tonight, 2 walks. Go figure.
Gregor Blanco 0 for 2 with a walk. Takes a strike on the outside at 93 miles an hour.
And then he comes back with knee-high paint on the outside corner. It just, I mean, it's baseball. You can't explain it.
To this guy, oh yeah. No problem throwing a strike to an actual hitter. A ball and a strike now. They're in the 7th inning in LA on the out-of-town scoreboard. 4-4. Top of the 7th. Cardinals and Dodgers. Left center field, base hit. Zito to second. You think now that he's starting to get a lot of walks and teams are pitching around him that he's become a much faster runner?
No. No, that's the one thing about Zito getting on bases. He will plug the base paths up. Oh, look at this. Cut fastball, outside corner. And this is not a bad pitch. And the way you beat it is go the opposite way. Boy, he's been impressive that way. He and Melky Cabrera have just put on a clinic with opposite field hitting this year. And this guy, Bam Bam Mullins, their hitting instructor, has got to enjoy watching those type of efforts at the plate.
Well, the Giants starting to come alive with the bats. And it's not just with the bats, it's the taking walks. Here comes Brandon Crawford. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And it's ball 1. You know who leads the Giants in doubles is Brandon Crawford. His average is not good, only 228, even though he's had some base hits here in the last few days. But he has 10 doubles to lead the club. He also has 11 runs batted in. That's a double play ball. Weeks backhands to second 1, and Pennington to first, an inning ending double play. On to the 6th. Zito back to the hill with an 8-2 lead.
Through the 4th, and Friday, June 1st is an Orange Friday, 7:15 game. Saturday, June 2nd, a special 4:15 start time. The Giants and the Cubs are turning back the century as both teams will be wearing their 1912 uniforms. Sunday the 3rd at 1:05 start. First 20,000 fans will receive a Willie McCovey statue replica presented by Bank of America. Then the wraparound Monday, June 4th game is the final game of that 4-game series at 12:45 start time. So you can have lunch at the ballpark on Monday. Go to sfgiants.com and get your tickets to see the Cubs.
Jemile Weeks against Zito, the leadoff man for Oakland. There's McCovey out of McCovey Point on the other side of McCovey Cove. The McCovey statue.
And that the giveaway will be the replica of that statue.
And it's a great statue because he has just hit one 485 feet.
Off Don Drysdale.
He used to own Drysdale.
Yes, he did. And not many guys could make that claim, but Stretch could.
3-0. Weeks has flied out to center and struck out. Zito has thrown 94 pitches now. He had a heavy pitch count early. And it's 3-1 now. 8-2. The Giants are leading. 6th inning. Pennington, then Reddick to follow. Top of the order for the Athletics here in the 6th inning. 3-2. It's interesting. The Rangers played the Astros tonight, interleague play down in Texas. They will be in the same division. The Houston Astros, I guess, will enter the same division with Texas, Oakland, the Angels, the American League West. Texas won that one 4-1. In the gap, right center. Weeks has great speed. He might run for a while. To second. Pagan relays it into Crawford. Weeks with a stand-up triple.
When watching the fly of that ball, I was watching Pagan, and he just lowered his head and started digging. He knew that ball was through the gap, and he had no chance to catch it. Boy, it's, you see a young hitter with this type of strength to the opposite gap, you get excited. And with his speed, I mean, that was an easy triple. He starts breaking down right here. If there's any bobble whatsoever in the exchange from Pagan to Crawford, that's an inside the Parker.
Here's Pennington, a check swing. An appeal denied by James Hoy, the first base umpire. The Giants, for the first time, get their bullpen going. Pennington is 0 for 2, although he's hit the ball well twice. A liner to short and a deep fly ball to left center. Called strike. There's Edlifson, the right-hander, up in the Giants bullpen. 6th inning, 8-2. The Giants leading Oakland. Zito about to throw his 100th pitch of the night. Down and in, and it's 2-1. Cardinals and Dodgers still 4-4, top of the 7th, down in LA. That's a base hit softly right over the head of Crawford, and it's 8-3. Pennington with that's his worst hit ball of the night and the only hit that he has. Gets an RBI as well as Weeks comes in to score. And now the powerful Reddick comes up with another power hitter. Gomes behind him. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Giants would like to see, with a big lead, they'd like to see Zito finish this 6th inning.
Yeah, they would, and he would too. But the pitch count's starting to work against him.
Crawford and Burris up the middle, pulled in a bit, and he's very high with that fastball.
I mean, they reward you in the stat sheet for a 6th inning quality start. They don't for a 5 and fly. I mean, hey, look, he's pitched well tonight to get to this point, but he wants more. He wants to get to the 6th. He'd love to get to the 7th, take some steam off the bullpen. And you don't want to be a starter. Every time you go out there, the bullpen thinks they have to eat up 4 or 5 innings. You want to get to the 6th and 7th. You want to finish it.
1-2 the count. He had a 20-pitch 2nd inning, a 19-pitch 3rd inning, and then another real heavy pitch count in the 5th inning. Had 91 pitches through the first 5 innings. One and two to Reddick. Struck him out.
Big breaking ball.
Strikeout number 5 for Zito. And with the right-handed hitting power hitter Gomes coming up, that's going to be all for Zito. This was Zito's final pitch.
Oh, that's Reddick. A little harsh. Josh Reddick just whacking himself in the back of the head.
So Edlifson will come in. Zito looks a little disappointed.
Out, one on, and Bruce Bochy going to the bullpen for Steve Edlifson. The night is over for Barry Zito. Perhaps a bit disappointed he couldn't give his team a couple more outs and get the bullpen to the 7th inning. But now it's Edlifson's turn. 7th time that Edlifson has come in. No record yet, a 2.45 ERA. Big time sink on the fastball. Got a slider and a changeup. But he is a guy, if you're looking for a ground ball in this type of scenario, he's the guy the Giants have that is best suited to get that ground ball.
Johnny Gomes has walked, the only walk Zito allowed. And ball 1. Zito threw 105 pitches in his 5 1/3 innings. Johnny Gomes, very powerful. He has 5 homers in only 80 at-bats this year. And that's in for a strike.
And that's where the ground balls are with that sinker. You can see the movement. Keep that thing down around the knees. It's tough to lift. Easy to beat the ground, and that's what he's looking for.
Runner at first, 1 out, and a foul out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Giants got 2 in the second to jump ahead. Oakland got 1 of those back on a home run by Donaldson in the 3rd. But the Giants got 4 in their half of the 3rd, knocking starter Jared Parker out of the box, and had a 6-1 lead after 3. Got 2 more in the 4th to make it 8-1. Oakland got a run in the 5th, and they have scored 1 so far here in the 6th. 8-3. A slider well off the outside. 2-2. That slider ripped into center. There's Pagan. He makes the shin high catch. Well, he threw him a sinker, and the guy hit a sinker.
And that's not an easy play. The one coming straight at you in center field, that's the toughest one. He had enough angle on it, though. He could get a bead, and by the time he got to it, it was knee high. Got an excellent jump on this one. So Gomes hits it on the screws, but Pagan says, I got it.
Pagan has been a busy man tonight, running down fly balls, and he's been on base 3 times and scored 3 runs. Stolen a base. Here is Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. 1 ball and no strikes. 8 runs, 8 hits for the Giants. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Athletics. The Giants, in addition to their 8 hits, have drawn 7 walks. One and 1 the count. The only other game still going on, in addition to this one, down in Southern California, where the Cardinals and Dodgers are 4-4, last of the 7th. The Angels lead the Padres 4-1 in the last of the 7th in San Diego. Base hit to left. Suzuki's first hit. Pennington stops at second. And now Barton will come up. There's a long way to go yet in this game.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the A's are 1 big hit away from getting into this game entirely. I mean, they're 5 runs down with 2 men on, so they're chipping away. And I don't think the Giants don't know this. This is a big inning. This is a big hitter. A big part of this ball game. Tough for a starting pitcher to come off the field, sit on the bench, and have to watch when you can't do anything about it anymore. But this is when, you know, you hope your bullpen can pick you up.
Derek Barton has flied out to left. And then in the 5th inning, he hit a single and eventually scored a run. 8-3, the Giants are leading. That's a base hit. Pennington to third, and he'll be held as Blanco hits the cutoff man. Belt with that throw. The Giants bullpen is going to spring into action again.
Well, that's 3 shots off Edlifson since he's come in. The line out caught by Pagan off the bat of Gomes, and a good crisp single off the bat of Suzuki, and now Barton.
Josh Donaldson comes up, and he launched one in the third against Zito. That was a pretty good shot over the 382 marker. Several rows up into the bleachers.
Well, he's had good at-bats all night, and now he steps in with bags full. So David Getty wants to make sure that Steve Edlifson knows the scout report on Donaldson. Plus, he's going to give Clay Hensley a chance to get greased up down the bullpen. Hensley only needs about 10 pitches. Once he establishes a fastball, he's good to go.
Donaldson just brought back from the minor leagues this past Saturday. He had only 4 hits in 49 at bats in the big leagues this year until tonight. A strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Bases loaded. Pennington at third. That's Suzuki, the runner at second, and Barton over at first. They'll all take off with the crack of the bat here with 2 down. Did he swing? Yes, he did. The plate umpire Estabrook made the call himself.
So sinker, slider, take and swing. Nice 2-pitch combination, and Donaldson cannot hold up. Oh yeah, he absolutely went. Might have to go back out there and throw another one of those.
So Oakland was suddenly serious thoughts about mounting a comeback in this one. 3 men on, 2 men out.
I do not like that call from Sanchez. You got a guy at the plate right now who's feeling pretty good about a double and a home run. You got a sinker ball out there. His release point is down the knees. You want him to miss down below the knees. You don't want to give him a high target with a fastball up, because if you miss down, you're right across the letters, and that's when you get elevated. The sink is at the knees.
And the slider out of play.
I mean, that's just a mistake from a young catcher. I mean, I understand changing sight lines, but when you got a sinker ball out there, you can count on him having movement. It's going to come down. If he throws a high fastball up around the letters, it drops down there in between the belt and the letters. That's a home run happy zone. You miss now, you want to miss below the zone.
Edlifson tries it again. That slider a hanger, and that might clean him off. And the A's are going to be right back in the game. Pennington has scored. Suzuki is in. And here comes Barton. And they have all scored. Wow. Just as fat a pitch as you could imagine, a hanging slider. And now it is 8-6. And Edlifson's getting lit up with Hensley warming up in the bullpen. And Zito, I don't blame him. He just can't stand to watch.
That ball is just absolutely as fat could be. A little rolling slider, didn't do a whole lot. Finds a gap. And with 2 outs, you're going on anything hit. And Donaldson stays confident. What a night he's having, man. That's going to be it for Edlifson.
Suddenly, it's a game again. 8-6 Giants. And Hensley into the game. Time 8-1 going to the 5th inning, 8-2 going here into the 6th inning, and the 6th inning is still going, and now it is 8-6. And Clay Hensley comes in to see if he can shut down the Athletics. Colin Cowgill takes a called strike with a runner at second, and Steve Edlifson, he had Donaldson down on the count, and you pointed out, Mike, he had thrown a great sinker. Got it by him for strike 2, and he never threw another sinker. A high fastball out of the zone and 2 bad sliders. The second one got clobbered into the gap in left center for a 3-run double. It's a 5 RBI night for Josh Donaldson, who is having a nightmare of a year, mostly spent back down in the minor leagues because he just could not hit up here. He was 4 for 49 with 2 RBIs in the big leagues. Tonight he's 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs in the one game.
It's baseball. Go figure.
Curveball, and Cowgill taps it foul. Mike Gallego, the third base coach, still has the sure hands. Cowgill 0 for 2 facing Hensley here. The Athletics bullpen had the former Giant Travis Blackley, but now that Oakland has gotten back into the game, Blackley has taken a seat, and instead Jordan Norberto has started to throw. Another left-hander. Oakland has 5 left-handers in its bullpen. 0-2 the count to Cowgill, who has grounded to short, struck out in this game. Zito ends up being charged with 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings. Curveball, strike 3 call. The Giants have 8 on the board, and they need more. Cabrera, Pagan, and Belt.
Steak made with juicy, tender Angus steak, fresh cut asparagus, and grilled mushrooms.
So that kind of spoke to you.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good right now.
Figueroa back to the hill for the Athletics. Suddenly, Figueroa, who was in middle relief, is pitching in a tight game. There's a called strike to Melky Cabrera. Melky has had 2 hits, including a bunt single, and has scored 2 runs. Pagan on deck, Belt due up third. 8-6 Giants. And that's a ball up and away. Well, remember yesterday on the radio post-game wrap, Dwayne Kuiper was speculating about this series and the kind of runs that would be scored. With 2 teams that have really struggled to score runs, but whose pitching has been excellent.
It's 8-6 in the 6th inning.
No, he said the over-under for the whole weekend with both teams scored would be 15 runs. And Brian Murphy, the morning guy in KBR, said he's taking the under. Well, he's going to lose that bet.
So 3-2 scores would give you 15 runs in the series. And Brian Murphy thought maybe from KBR that was probably too many runs to expect. Well, we've got 14 already in this game as Cabrera draws a walk. The 8th walk allowed by Oakland pitching.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, check out Pregame Live and Postgame Live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
Here comes the red-hot Pagan. 2 more walks tonight, and then he hit a double his last time. He had 3 walks and a single in yesterday's game against the Cardinals. 1 ball to no strikes.
Yeah, right now Figueroa's got a little sling in his delivery, and Suzuki's going to come out there and try and fix it mechanically. This is one reason that the A's have continued to keep Suzuki in that catching position despite having a beat up left hand, is that he can manage his pitching staff, and if they have a mechanical problem he can get them back in, and that's what he's trying to do right now because Figueroa is screwed up.
Pagan has 8 hits in his last 14 at bats plus 5 walks. So what's that? He's 13 of his last 19 plate appearances has reached base. You go back over the last month, there's only 1 game in his last 30 that he's not had at least 1 hit in, and a .341 average in that time. So he was not red hot when he had that 20-game hitting streak, but he was consistently good. Now he's red hot. Kurt Young, the pitching coach, after a brief visit with Figueroa. I mean, what would he say to Figueroa? What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you throw a strike?
Well, yeah, I think when you go out there and you are struggling with your release point like this, throw another pitch.
Holding at first, Cabrera. The count is 3-0 to Pagan. Brandon Belt is on deck.
That did not feel good to Kurt Suzuki. There you see Jordan Roberto getting greased up. I mean, that's the problem, though, with long arm pitchers. And if you look at Figueroa, I mean, he's got a long arm delivery. And when you start to sling, throw across your body, you lose the strike zone. And you can't find it. You're a mess.
Well, that is his 3rd walk to the 6 batters that he's faced since he entered the game to start the 5th inning. And he will not face any others. Here comes Bob Melvin. Now, the pitcher is scheduled to lead off for Oakland in the 7th inning. So they're going to make a double switch as Seth Smith heads out to the outfield. There he is, number 15. And coming in for the bullpen is Norberto. So Figueroa is finished. 2 men on, nobody out. Belt coming up. We'll be back.
6th inning. The Giants have 2 men on with nobody out. And there is Jordan Norberto on the pitch for the Athletics. The bearded left-hander, number 77, also into the game. Seth Smith to take over in right field. Josh Reddick moved from right field to center field. There's Smith. And with Reddick moving from right to center, there's Reddick. Colin Cowgill is out of the game, and Norberto will be in the number 8 spot in the order where Cowgill had been, and not due up until 9th in the next go round through the order. So here's Belt. 2 men on, and a foul back into the second deck. Strike 1. Belt has singled home a run, drawn a bases loaded walk to get an RBI, and his last time up there hit a sacrifice fly. So he's knocked in a run in each of his 3 plate appearances tonight. He also knocked in one in his last plate appearance yesterday. The slider down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I think that's his best breaking ball. I mean, he was a starter early in his career, and he's got 4 pitches. Slider, curveball, changeup, fastball. But that slider's a good one. Not an easy task to hit off Norberto from the left side.
Well away from the target. 2-1 the count. Norberto has seen 3 current Giants. 2 of them, Pablo Sandoval and Ryan Theriot, are currently on the disabled list, and the other one, Aubrey Huff, who has been used only as a pinch hitter since coming back from the disabled list. That could be 2, but a bad hop, and Barton will get just the 1. It was hit sharply at Barton, and it might have gotten him on the wrist. As the runners advance, Cabrera to third, Pagan to second.
Watch this ball come up on him. Boy, I mean, that really did come up on him. Guys catch a break there. I agree with you. That'd have been a pair. Kind of a bare hand on Barton.
So the runners advance, a productive out. Oakland will bring the infield in, and Hector Sanchez will come up. Hector has singled, hit a sacrifice fly, and then he doubled home a run his last time. So he's had 2 RBIs, hitting in the 6th slot in the order. 8-6 Giants, and they're, despite 8 runs, which is a treasure trove of runs for the Giants, they need more. A lot of time left in this game. He chases the high fastball out of the strike zone.
Well, what you're looking for. You're looking for something hard. You're looking for something up. You see the Giants really do well tonight in this situation. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. They've had 3 sac flies. And they need another one.
Sanchez has had one of those 3. On 1 the count. Up and away, taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good pitch right there. You see a guy chase out of the strike zone. You keep going up. Maybe he'll keep climbing that ladder and chasing you. So from Hector Sanchez's perspective, that's a good take after he chased out of the zone first pitch.
Sanchez, 12 RBIs this year. And the high fastball again. 1-2.
And this is where I've been impressed with the development of Sanchez. He makes nice 2-strike adjustments. He'll take swing out. He'll go back up the middle. He'll think contact. Key here is stay in the strike zone. As Norberto has got a couple of opportunities, 3 of them with an open first base, to where he doesn't have to go in the strike zone. He could throw out of the strike zone all day long and hope Sanchez chases.
And he went out of the strike zone and he chased. 2 down.
Well, he was pitching for the strikeout, and he did it the country hardball way. 4 pitches, 4 fastball. They set up in the inside corner. He just muscles up and throws it through the target outside corner. You can see him take swing out, and he couldn't take enough out.
And now Arias, and it will take a hit or an Oakland mistake to get a run now.
This is a pivotal
at bat in this game. You're talking momentum.
Runners at second and third. And a changeup, high and away, ball one.
He's got big time momentum in the top of the sixth when they got 4 runs and got themselves back in this game. Now they're looking for a shutdown inning. Arias comes up with a base hit here. All that momentum jumps right back in the Giants dugout.
He's had an RBI tonight with a fly ball. He's also struck out and grounded out. And he's seen 2 pitches out of the strike zone, taking them both, and it's 2-0. Norberto, the 4th Oakland pitcher used in this game. On the inside corner with a fastball, 2-1. Giants had 10 walks received against Colorado Tuesday, none against the Cardinals Wednesday, but 9 from the Cardinals yesterday and 9 from Oakland so far tonight. We're in the 6th inning. Back to the screen, had a pretty good rip at that fastball. 2-2. Joaquin Arias tried to deliver another Giants run. Arias came into this game hitting .353 for the year with runners in scoring position for the Giants. Giants had a lot of guys struggle in that scenario, but Arias before tonight was not one of them. 2-2. Check swing on that very high fastball and a foul back out of play. That all happened very quickly, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Ball got there quickly and he checked his swing quickly. And now, we're not going to show it on television, but a person has come running on the field in the middle of this inning. And so ballpark security will try and corral him. As Norberto talks it over with Suzuki. The Giants, meanwhile, have some bullpen activity. Jeremy Affeldt, the left-hander, has started to warm up. The Milkmen were not on the field.
Well, it is Friday night. It is the Bay Bridge Series. It is the Beta Breakers weekend. So you have a break in the action here, and you always wonder as to who it affects the most. Does it affect the pitcher? Does it affect the hitter? Well, Kurt Suzuki's going to go out to the mound and talk to Jordan Roberto, try and get his focus back. And Joaquin Arias now has to go in and refocus in a 2-strike count. I mean, it's just one of those unfortunate things. And 41,577 people are inconvenienced because of one clown. And this weekend now is going to be it won't be fun. Let's put it that way.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Arias. And we are ready to resume the game. Cabrera at second, or rather at third. Pagan at second. The slider. And it's ball 3, 3-2. Emmanuel Burris, a switch hitter, is on deck.
Yeah, that's exactly where they wanted to throw that slider. They got Arias pegged as a guy who will chase, especially with runners in scoring position.
3-2 the count. Right to the shortstop, Pennington. And the inning is over. 2 walks to start the inning, but then Norberto came in from the bullpen and shut them down. On to the 7th.
Afternoon at 12:30 for the Giants and the A's in Game 2 of this series. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network 2 weeks from tonight on Friday, June 1st at 7 o'clock as the Giants host the Cubs. NBC Bay Area is the proud over-the-air broadcast home of your San Francisco Giants.
Giants 8, Oakland 6 as we head to the 7th inning. The Giants have gone to their bullpen. Still 3 innings to go in this one as Jeremy Affeldt comes in, making his 13th appearance of the year. Affeldt has been throwing well since coming back from the disabled list. The curveball for a called strike to Seth Smith. Smith entered as part of a double switch with Norberto in the Giants half of the 6th inning. Smith, the former Colorado Rockies outfielder, been doing a lot of DHing for Oakland. He takes one in the dirt. Smith hitting .232, 3 homers, and 11 runs batted in 99 at bats for the year.
Looks completely different in an A's uniform after you've been used to looking at him in a Colorado Rocky uniform.
Another curveball, another strike.
Probably some big curveballs. So hard to hang in there when you're hitting them off the left side. Watch Smith plant and lock.
Smith, a left-hander against this left-hander, would figure not to have the advantage, but he has. He's 5 for 11 against Affeldt. Not this time. Another curve. Strike 3 call.
Those are 3 no fair curveballs. Since Affeldt has put the brace on his right leg, the knee that he got injured with and went on the disabled list, he says when he plants the leg now, he can't hyperextend it, so he stays in a good position. It allows him to get over his foot and control his release point. He said, I never had that feeling so consistently in my life as when I put on this brace on my right leg. And he's got it on under his uni. And I don't think he'll ever pitch again without it.
Jemile Weeks takes a strike. Weeks hit a triple leading off the 6th inning, and that was the beginning of a 4-run rally for the Athletics. They were down 8-2 when he hit the triple. And when he comes up this time, 1 inning later, it's 8-6. 0-2.
Change up. So everything's working. The other thing, too, that Affeldt said when he went down and started doing his rehab throws with a brace on, he said, I got my sink back. I got my changeup. He said, I never made mistakes up. I had knee-high command. He was excited.
And the curveball. Wow. Once he's thrown 6 pitches and has 2 strikeouts. Or is it 7? Seven pitches. That's right.
He had one fastball against Smith that was not a strike. And here's the 0-2 perfectly placed down below the strike zone. He gets weeks to fish. That is a huge curveball.
2 down, nobody on. Here is Pennington. And that's a strike.
And that's a split right there. And you know, a lot of times you see him pitch, he doesn't throw it. I mean, he'll always load it up in his hand prior to the pitch, but he doesn't throw it. It's fastball, curveball.
Another one. That's too low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But now, because he's so consistent with the release point out front, he doesn't worry about hanging it. He knows if he throws it right, if he misses, it's usually down below the zone, and now it's become another weapon for him.
2 down, nobody on. The bunt and a foul. Pennington, who knocked in a run his last time with a single. And he's thrown the bat well tonight. His first 2 times he hit the ball hard into outs. A liner to short, a deep fly ball to left center. Then an RBI single to left center his last time against Zito. Bob Melvin, who not only used to play for the Giants, but he grew up here in the Bay Area. Affel. The inning is over. Very strong inning for the veteran Jeremy Affel.
Bay Area celebrates the 75th anniversary with Stories from the Bridge, Saturday at 7:30 on NBC Bay Area.
Eight to 6 Giants as we head to the last of the 7th inning. And it's a game that has been filled with action. And we have kind of a rowdy crowd here at AT Park. We had the 7th inning stretch. They all sang a very lusty version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And now we're ready for more baseball as Emmanuel Burris leads off against Jordan Norberto. It's 0-1. Burris has hit into a force play, been walked intentionally, and grounded out to first. Giants bullpen is busy. Sergio Romo has started to warm up in the bullpen. That one is skied to the first baseman Barton. And Romo is retired. Brett Pill out on deck, so he's going to come up. There's Romo, number 54, heating up in the bullpen. And Brett Pill is going to pinch hit for Jeremy Affel. But it's a fascinating story about Affel and the injury and sort of the silver lining that came out of that injury. Usually there's nothing good about an injury. It just cost you some time and cost your team a valuable arm in the bullpen while you were gone. But this really seems to have worked out well for all concerned.
Well, it happens with a lot of long-legged pitchers, is that every once in a while they'll plant that stride step and they'll hyperextend their knee.
Pill into the hole. Donaldson to his feet, and he got him. Nice play. Donaldson is doing it all tonight. He's had 5 RBIs at the plate, and now he makes a sensational defensive play.
Indeed it was. I mean, he had to go far to his left, and watch how quickly he gets back up to a balance point. Gets his feet under it. A nice play for the backside with Barton going long on a stretch to take it out. But he took a hit away from Brett Pill.
Josh Donaldson. Everything coming together for him tonight. And he's in there only because of an injury to Brandon Inge that's put him on the disabled list. There's a bunt, but foul by Gregor Blanco.
Well, one more look at just how far to the left Donaldson goes. I mean, he's completely laid out parallel to the ground when he makes that grab. And how quickly he gets up to his feet. I mean, that's the beauty of the play.
Two down, nobody on. Blanco has had 1 hit in 3 official at bats plus a walk. He's been on base twice. Has scored a run. And that was a swinging bunt. An actual swinging bunt.
He's trying to slap that thing. The idea is to try and slap that thing where it gets past the pitcher and the third baseman to the shortstop. And there's no backswing, so you're getting out of the box quickly. But I don't like that play with a left-handed pitcher out there. You can see the momentum that Norberto has after he throws the pitch. He's sort of falling off towards the third base line.
One and two the count to Blanco. Brandon Crawford on deck, would be next. Back to the screen, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 and 2. Blanco's on base percentage. I'm mixing up my stats here. His on base average now at .405 for the season. You get anywhere over 400 with an on base average as a leadoff man, you're up in Ricky Henderson territory.
That's the elite right there.
He lays off. 2 and 2.
Alberto checking the count. Plate umpire Mike Estabrook.
On a pop-up. Jemile Weeks calling off Barton. Giants down in order. That's 6 in a row retired by Norberto. Romo ready to come in to the 8th inning.
one more time, it'll be Sergio Romo. 15th time he's come in for Bruce Bochy. Finally got his ERA going yesterday. Solo home run, put a little ding in the ERA. Still 0.79, fantastic. 14 strikeouts in 11 1/3 against 3 walks, just 11 base runners. So he has been lights out, and he is going to face the heart of this A's lineup: Reddick, Gomes, and Suzuki.
So the game really needs saving right now with those guys. Reddick, 10 home runs for the year. He's been hot lately. Gomes, another slugger. If Reddick just gets on base, that would make Gomes the possible tying run. A fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Jeremy Affeldt, a perfect 7th inning with 2 strikeouts. He threw only 11 pitches in getting it done. Now Romo. 8-6 Giants, 8th inning. Reddick tries to bunt it. Foul tipped it on the slider, and it's 0-2.
That was not a great effort at trying to lay one down. Now the Giants did have Arias playing back, so it was there had he been able to, but it was sort of an unorthodox type of a drag bunt attempt.
So the thought maybe was good. It's just the execution was lacking. And a pop-up way up there. In from short is Crawford. 1 away. That might have been a record for loft on a pop-up.
That was a good one. It was a home run in a milk bottle, that's for darn sure.
The Dodgers were leading 5-4 in the 9th inning with 2 down when Lance Berkman came up as a pinch hitter and took Kenley Jansen deep to tie that game. So that has gone to the last of the 9th in LA, 5-5. Fernando Salas has come in from the Cardinal bullpen now. Dodgers batting. Slider for a called strike to Johnny Gomes. Gomes has walked, struck out, and lined out to center. 8 runs, 8 hits for the Giants. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Athletics. The Athletics have hit the game's only home run. That slider. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that slider. That is his bread and butter. You don't see a guy who gets as many swing throughs with a slider very often like Romo does. I mean, guys don't even foul it off. They swing through it. And they're just not seeing it.
2 strikes to count. Did he swing?
I don't think so.
Well, he didn't appeal it. I'd like to see him appeal it. Chances are the umpire would have seen what you saw and said no swing.
I think Bruce Bochy wanted to see an appeal too.
Yeah. Doesn't cost anything.
No, it's free.
You don't get fined if they rule against you.
No.
1-2 the count. No matter. 1 pitch later, down on strikes.
Swing through, see ya. And we talked about it before. The normal rotation on a big league slider has a little dot on it caused by the rotation of the ball. And that's what guys normally see when they see a slider, but his does not have it. And it's called a no dot slider. And not many guys have it. He does. And when it snaps, it's very quick, and his command of it is uncanny away in righties. I mean, if you're hitting from the right side off him, it's a rough chore.
Kurt Suzuki, 2 down, bases empty. Suzuki 1 for 3, and he got the low strike there on the slider.
You can see the strikeout slider to Gomes, and just how far he was from hitting that thing. And he missed it by a foot. That's a lot.
2 down, bases empty. 8-6 Giants. A little bit low that time. Suzuki thought the first one was a little bit low as well. A ball and a strike. Every once in a while, Estabrook has given that low strike in this game. got a piece of that one, and then the ball in turn got a piece of Hector Sanchez.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a bare hand, throwing hand. Every time you see an umpire come out and start to clean a plate that doesn't need it, you know his catcher got drilled in it. Sort of hopped up and hit him in the boiler.
Umpires and catchers, plate umpires and catchers anyway, are fellow travelers when it comes to getting beaten up by foul balls. Sergio Romo throws. That ball is pulled foul down the left field line. Well back foul and out of play.
A rare hanger from Sergio Romo. I mean, that was right out there up in the middle of the strike zone. You don't see him do that very often.
One ball and 2 strikes to count. Derek Barton, a left-handed hitter, would be next. Just got a piece of that one. So Suzuki hanging tough. Oakland bullpen, Balfour the right-hander and the former Giant Blackley the left-hander, both up. Madison Bumgarner, Matt Cain, and Tim Lincecum viewing from the Giants dugout. Lincecum will pitch here on Sunday afternoon in the finale of the series. Tomorrow, Vogelsong for the Giants against Tyson Ross. Lincecum matches up with Bartolo Colon on Sunday. Did he swing? Yes, he did. And Suzuki is really upset about that ruling on a ball that ended up about 1.5 feet outside. 8-6 Giants.
.10:30 p.m. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Well, the feeling here is very festive. 8th inning sing-along. We have a new pitcher now for Oakland. It's going to be a familiar sight, only he's not wearing the same uniform he had a week ago. Travis Blackley. The Giants let go. He was picked up by the A's, and here he is with Oakland in 4 games this year. All in a Giants uniform, no record, 9.0 ERA, 9 base runners and 5 hits, and we have a book on this guy. We know what he throws. Got a low 90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. All the pitches you would normally see from a guy who's been a starter, which he has been. Well, it's got to be a little weird for Blackley. Put on a different uni when a week ago he had on a Giants uni.
It all happened very quickly. And no sooner had he been released than the Athletics picked him up. And there's ball 1. to Brandon Crawford. And then just about as soon as somebody remembered, hey, wait a minute, we're playing the Giants this weekend, we better activate Blackley. He's one of 5 lefties Oakland has in its bullpen. There is Barton, and one away. Crawford, who had an RBI double back in the 3rd inning, is now 1 for 5 in the game. Blackley was just claimed off waivers from the Giants Tuesday. He was with the Giants AAA club in Fresno. He pitched well for the Grizzlies. The Giants picked him up on May the 1st. He is the 4th Australian native to play for the Athletics this year. His fellow bullpenner, Grant Balfour, is also from Australia. They also had 2 other players, Luke Hughes and Rich Thompson, from Australia. The A's are the first team in Major League history to have 3 Australian-born players appear together in a game.
The milkmen are ready.
Sound like he broke his back. Pennington throws him out. So not this time for the milkman or the milkmen.
I think they had a pretty good idea, though. They definitely pulled it off. They've been all over the ballpark. In the bleachers, the club level, the lower box. They've been up in the view level. And they have had a great time.
There's a lot of kids, though, watching kids like Dave Fleming.
Yeah.
35-year-old kids even saying, what's a milkman? 2 down. Here's Angel Pagan. He's been on base 4 more times in this game. 3 walks and a double. Scored 3 runs. It's been like a leadoff man hitting cleanup. Pagan was on 4 times yesterday against the Cardinals with 3 walks and a single. Switcher to batting right-handed now. 2 down, nobody on. A ball and a strike. In the 9th inning, the Athletics scheduled to have Barton, a lefty, Donaldson, the right-handed hitter, and then the pitcher's spot. They have a couple of left-handed hitters still available on their bench, as Santiago Casilla, the closer, is warming up in the Giants bullpen. Jemile Weeks, and the Giants go down in order against their own teammate Blackley. So it's time for Casilla. We head to the 9th inning. 8-6 Giants. and big stories on NBC Bay Area News. For complete sports coverage of your favorite Bay Area teams, turn to NBC Bay Area News at 11. Now Santiago Casilla as the, was that the Pinot Noir that just sailed into McCovey Cove?
Could have been.
The Pinot Noir Commodore.
Yeah. That's a good one to be on.
This is a regular stop when the Giants have a home game for all the Bay Cruisers.
They're not drinking beer on that boat.
1 ball, 1 strike. And no Merlot either, sounds like.
No. Santiago Casilla for the 19th time takes the ball from Bruce Bochy. 9 out of 10. That's the one stat you look at with a closer. How many saves and how many opportunities.
Ball and a strike to Barton, and it's out of play. Strike 2. Josh Donaldson, who's had the big night, on deck. Now, if Barton could get aboard, Donaldson would be the possible tying run. And Donaldson, who came into this game with a big league average of .082, tonight is homered and hit 2 doubles and knocked in 5 runs. And back out of play again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Dodgers ended up beating the Cardinals as A.J. Ellis drew a bases-loaded walk in the last of the 9th inning from Fernando Salas, and that was it. Dodgers 6, Cardinals 5, the final from down there. You see it posted on the out-of-town scoreboard here. That one is back out of play.
Hector Sanchez was barking at Santiago Casilla a little bit. He got a little lazy with that fastball. He wanted to elevate it across the shoulders. He wanted to go up high with it. And he left that out in the 1-2 count out over the middle of the plate. I mean, that was a pretty fat pitch location-wise. A rookie barking at a veteran.
The curveball puts him away.
That was nasty. You get a 1-2 count, you throw a breaking ball, it goes down below the strike zone and let him chase. That's a good one there.
That is the 11th strikeout recorded by Giants pitching tonight. And the 6th strikeout out of the bullpen. 6 strikeouts by the bullpen in 3 innings pitched. In relief of Barry Zito. Here's Donaldson, who's having the big day. He takes ball 1. 3 for 3 with 5 runs batted in. We know he hasn't had any days like that this year, since he was hitting .082 coming in. Back to the screen. He had never had more than 2 RBIs in a game at any time until tonight. The 6th inning.
Got a hanging slider from Steve Edlifson with the bases loaded, and he got the A's right back in his ball game. It was an 8-3 game. After that swing of the bat, it was an 8-6 game.
One and 2. Donaldson out of Auburn University. He was a catcher. They converted him to being a third baseman. And he's just had a great all-around game tonight with the bat. Made a beautiful defensive play in the 7th inning to rob Brett Pill of a hit. 1-2 pitch. Hit it hard and booted by Emmanuel Burris. And the Athletics have their foot in the door. Now Kila Kaihue, big left-handed hitter with power, will come to the plate as the possible tying run.
Well, what has plagued this Giants team this first half has been sloppy defense. And Burris cannot come up with a play that they'll tell you that he should catch 100 out of 100 times. So the A's get a power hitter up there, and he represents the tie and run.
Kahue is hitting .271. 1 homer, 8 batted in. High pop up. Crawford. 2 down. And another power hitter coming up. Seth Smith, the former Colorado Rocky. Smith was called out on strikes in his first plate appearance in the 7th inning, as Jeremy Affeldt was able to put him away. But he is the possible tying run, and he has lots of power. Just missing. 95-mile-an-hour fastball with movement.
And he's on top of the plate, too. Garcia trying to work that outside corner. Make Smith use his power the opposite way.
Smith 1 for 3 the few times he's seen Garcia. Now make it 2 for 4. Base hit. Streaking around to third is Donaldson. And the possible tying runs are on base. And Jemiah Weeks is coming up. Weeks has had 1 hit, but it was a triple. And an extra base hit now could tie this game. And the error opened the door for the Athletics. As Smith got that base hit after this inning could well have been over. And you mentioned at the very top of the telecast, Mike, that we didn't expect an 8-6 game, but with 2 teams with pitching and struggling to score runs, a strong defense was essential. A fastball for a strike.
Weeks taken all the way.
This game had been very well played all the way through. And now Santiago Casilla having to get, in effect, a 4th out.
Well, the Giants pride themselves on their ability to pitch through errors. They had to do it 41 times this year.
The curveball taken very nicely there by Weeks as it started in the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Oakland bullpen, a lot of action going on. Left-hander and a right-hander. As the A's had the possible tying runs on base.
And you got to make sure Smith stops at first base.
The fastball down the left field line, foul, and back into the crowd. Strike 2. The Giants send Javier Lopez down to the bullpen as Balfour, the right-hander, and Fuentes, the left-hander, heat up for Oakland. The switch-hitting Pennington is on deck for the Athletics. Donaldson at third. Smith, the possible tying run, at first. 2 down. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. 2-2.
They moved Melky Cabrera about 6 or 7 steps towards the line in left field. They've opened up a little gap there between Cabrera and Pagan. They are definitely in a pitch him away, play him away defense. And they know that Weeks will go there. He has the ability to hit the ball to left field.
The curveball, and he just got a piece of it to stay alive. That one hit off Weeks and out into fair ground.
Well, that pitch really was away from the defense. You set your defense away, I mean, you're looking for something hard away with movement that runs away from the left-handed hitting Weeks. If you throw a curveball that breaks middle in, I mean, that's a pitch that he can pull. And the right side of the field is wide open.
There you see it. Everybody standing here at AT Park. 8-6 Giants. 9th inning. 2 down. The possible tying runs on base. Ground ball. Burris in shallow right field. And the game is over. Burris a chance for retribution there. And he made good on it. Jemiah Weeks thrown out to end the game. And for the Giants, who at one time in this game carried an 8-1 lead, only to have to fight off the Athletics, who came charging back into it. And they had the possible tying runs on here in the 9th inning before Casillas once and for all put an end to it.
Well, really some great situational hitting was the difference in this ball game. And the Giants come up with 3 sac flies. They had 9 walks. I mean, a lot of things that we're starting to see this team come up with consistently. And this is what Bochy's been waiting for.
8 runs, 8 hits for the Giants, 6 runs, 9 hits for the Athletics. We'll have more from AT Park.